Hello everyone. I'm gonna get started here just a bit. I'm just gonna change my work clothes. It's really like casual clothes, but I worked on them today, so I'm gonna call them work clothes. Get into some comfortable clothes, and then we'll be getting started here just a bit. So don't you worry. And I'm gonna change the. I picked out a game. If you were on if you were on my if you're on my Twitter slash X, I like still call it Twitter. Twitter fits off the tongue a lot better. But if you're on my Twitter, I said I didn't know what game to play. Well, I figured out what game to play. We're gonna be playing some Not for Broadcast. It's a fun little show. We're gonna be playing that, and yeah. So let me change the title. And I'm gonna change the music here. That sounds way cooler. Alright, I'll be right back, guys. Alright, I'm back, guys. So let's start the game, shall we?
Good evening. I'm Megan Wolf.
And I'm Jeremy Jones. Our main headlines tonight.
Daddy, it's starting!
Yeah, every single one of you's a bit Jesus.
So they recently came out with like another I got a thing for it.
Very blunt question.
Let's see. Do I need to adjust my? I think that's be okay.
And neighbours. and have confidence that the team will keep you safe.
Progress in the story to unlock. Content not installed. You do not own this content. Enter game name.
Cannot believe you.
Less challenging.
Advance have cured death.
Experience the story without the stress. Non-broadcasters mechanics or off. Viewers are forgiving. Less challenging. Let's do the recommended one.
That's
So-
all coming up on tonight's National Nightly News.
So actually, I've never directed an actual broadcast. That is loud. That is really loud. Well, hi. I had to turn it down here. But yeah, I played the first section of this game, so I know the first section. And then when it gets really challenging, that's when I really don't know anything. I know this is like Five Nights at Freddy's, but for broadcasters. So
Hi, David, I have a call for you. I'm just putting it through. All right, mate. Dave here. Listen, I know you've only come in to clean up the
like the whole game is just like that.
place, but I've got a bit caught up, so you're gonna have to run the news tonight. Now, don't worry, it's not.
It's so loud. No problem with the
Hold on,
video.
I'm gonna stay on the phone and help you. First, I'm gonna give you a quick tour of the broadcast room, so if you're not doing it already, look forwards towards all those screens. Right, look up at the top. That coloured bar is your audience. You want to keep the viewers going up and not down. Underneath
Let's-
that, you've got the screens. The one on the right is the broadcast screen.
That's
the
the program.
viewers are seeing at home. It's only a couple of seconds behind the master screen there in the middle. That's the one you control. Now, the four small screens on the left show the different signals coming from the studio, and you can choose between them using the numbered buttons on the vision mixer at the bottom left. Don't worry, I'll talk you through it and you'll pick it up in no time. Now, have a look to your left.
Phone.
These plugs control everything in the studio. I've left them set up for you, so provided you haven't fiddled with them, all you have to do now is throw the master trip switch and we're in business. Once you've got the power on, face the front again. Mate, you've turned the trip switch back off. There's no power. You can see on the broadcast screen that we're in the end titles for the show before us. Fortunately,
Yes.
they go on for fucking ages, so there's plenty of time for me to explain. Oh, right, okay, they're over, so we haven't got long now till the broadcast. Right, quickly, mate, look down under the desk. You can see a load of videotapes on the left. They're your adverts. Pick any three and load them into the machines on the right. When you've done that, look up to the front again.
Undiscovered Holiday. Coming soon. Subscribe weekly. Exercising hamsters, and we'll do this one.
You
Alright.
should be getting a signal from the studio soon. When you get the signal, select screen 1 with the vision mixer and we're ready to go.
Prawn and mayonnaise?
You know, seafood makes me go out and posture.
Yeah, thought it might increase our viewing figures.
Offer me prawns every day.
10,
You're trying to kill me.
and yet you persist. Going in 5, 4.
So,
Good evening, I'm Jeremy Donaldson. Our main stories tonight.
Okay, we're all good. Next is going to be the throw to the news titles on screen 2. There'll be a
Gotcha.
countdown, but I'll count you in as well. Just relax, mate. It's all gravy.
Honest Andy's totally independent and corners the flowered market. Top chat. Sports fans everywhere celebrate as popular footballer Johnny Hamsleeves wins Sports Personality of the Year. And a spoonful of sugar. Megan will be chatting with movie
There's no
star
script
Lawrence
like
Blunderclash about
what
his
we
new
have.
movie, The
So I actually have
Medicated.
to follow the
And,
script.
of course, we'll be going
And there's
live
no
to Advance
program in-
headquarters to hear what the leaders of this
There's no
fledgling
program
party
in
have to say on their
Rubio,
historic
which I like.
Button 2 in 3, 2, 1, now. Lovely, mate. Next thing is the throwback to Jeremy with button 1 when that globe in the middle shrinks down and vanishes.
So I'm mostly paying attention to this middle one. I don't really need this one right now. Jeremy Donaldson.
Here it comes. Switch to screen 1. Now. Lovely, mate.
First, the votes are in and it's a decisive win for Advance.
We often get a bit of interference around this time, mate. Keep your eye on the machine at the bottom right. Use that slider that's flashing or your scroll wheel to move the wave up and down, keeping the green bit in the white bit.
But critics have accused him of a severe lack of actual policies and of being deliberately vague. The opposition parties have all conceded defeat to Advance's overwhelming mandate, but have yet to appear publicly. However, former Home Secretary...
Right, it's going well. All you've got to do now is play the advert at the end of the segment. Make sure you don't play it too early or we'll all get fired. Now the clock at the top is counting you down to the advert. When it reaches 0, press one of the 3 play ad buttons over there at the bottom right. I normally play the first one at the first break and so on, but you can play them in any order you want. I'll count you
That
down
sounds
as well, but
correct.
keep your eye on the
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
advert.
1 minute back, everybody.
Jeremy, I need you to fill after the ads.
What? Why?
Wanker Snatch is running late.
Oh, I thought I'd ask him about the election.
Personally, I wouldn't try to confuse him with any big words.
That's the same policy we use with you. I thought that was our little secret. It's all right, he doesn't remember anything I tell him.
I'm deeply uncomfortable with your burgeoning friendship.
Me too.
Yeah.
Wicked. We made it to the first ad break. You're doing great, mate. But this is where it starts getting a bit trickier. This next sequence is what we call a multicam sequence because you're going to be cutting between multiple cameras to keep things interesting. A lot of it's down to personal taste, but here's 3 good rules of thumb. 1. Try and keep the shot on whoever is doing the talking. 2. Don't stay on the same shot for too long, 10 seconds at the most. So if you're on the person who's talking, try and throw in the odd reaction shot or pull out to the wide shot for a bit just to keep it interesting. 3. Don't stay on reaction shots for too long. A couple of seconds is usually enough. Then the audience want to see who's doing the talking, yeah? Stick to these rules and you'll be fine.
I've actually
Complicated as it sounds.
done this for an
You've seen
interview because
programs on television, haven't you? Make it look like those. Might as
So-
well get screen 1 selected now. No need to wait for the broadcast to start. Try and stay ahead, mate.
Okay.
We're coming back from the break. Quiet in the studio.
Thank you so much.
10 seconds, everybody. Going in 5, 4, 3.
Welcome back to the National Nightly News. Later, we'll be hearing from shock election winners Advance. But first
Get
off,
ready to go to Megan on screen 4.
is here with a star of both stage and screen. Megan?
Thank you, Jeremy. Megan Wolf, culture correspondent. And today I have a guest who starred in everything from Shakespeare
Right,
to
go to Blunderclatch on screen 3 when she says his name.
by none other than Lawrence Blunderclatch. Thank you so much for coming on.
Oh, my dear, I do hope you believe me when I tell you that being with you here today is a moment.
Switch to 2 for the wide now.
May I say, having you here with us is among ours.
Right, now just try and stay on whoever's talking.
Latest movie, which is called The Medicated.
The medicated, yes.
Wow, what was that like?
Well, as I said to Peter at the wrap, that's Peter Jensen, the director.
Give us a look at Megan's reaction.
He's a wonderful chap. He really
Lovely.
is.
Now back to Thunder Twat.
With him on several movies, all terribly successful. I said to Peter, what a wild ride this has been. And you know what, Megan? I really meant that.
That is fantastic. And am I right in saying that the character you play in this movie is quite an academic one?
Absolutely right. a scientist.
Was that a challenge at all?
What exactly are you implying? But seriously, yes, you're right. It was a complete departure from my last starring role when I played Sergeant Brock Rockman in Bullet Man. You'll remember that that was the true story of one soldier's fight for a love that surpasses all others. A love, of course, for freedom. I think it's grossed over $1 billion, but obviously who's counting?
It's a role that saw you scoop 2 Best Actor awards, if I remember correctly.
It's so sweet of you to mention it, but I really am not in it for the awards, although those 3 little statues do take pride of place on my mantelpiece.
With all the others, I'm sure. So, if you're not doing it for the awards, what is it then that drives you?
That is a beautiful question, Megan, and not easy to answer. Like you, I'm afraid. Cut me, and I will bleed. And often, that's how it feels, doesn't it? Doesn't it? Bleeding, giving, suffering.
Probably should have done that shot.
I suppose in the end, I do it for the difference it makes. I do it for the people that I inspire. The little people.
Been on that shot a bit long.
But most of all, I think I do it for
Shut
the
up.
positive change that I can bring about in the world.
And today, of course, we're in for some real change, it looks like, in the coming few months. What do you make of this historic election result?
Oh, well. Well, now you're asking. Historic election result. Indeed. Historic is the word. Well, it's difficult, isn't it? Very difficult.
Remember the 10-second
I know, I
It's
know.
quite clear that when it comes to politics, that one should always strive to not fuck things up.
shit, he swore. Oh, well, don't worry, he won't do it again. Shit, he did it again. Okay, don't panic. I'll explain how to deal with swearing at the break.
Medicated, which opens next week
Right,
around...
they've swapped the shot of Jeremy on screen 1 for a VT of the movie clip. You'll get a countdown on the screen, but I'll just let Megan cue you in.
My character, Dr. Lance Hemlock, is faced with a
7,
decision that could affect
6,
humanity's
5,
very survival.
4, 3,
exciting stuff.
2,
Let's take a look.
1.
Cool, looks like Blunderclatch is losing it in the studio, but we ain't got time for that. There's more interference coming. It's a bit trickier this time, mate. Use that little flashing joystick to the left of the knob, or hold down your middle mouse or Alt on your keyboard, and as the frequency changes, match it to the white bit by dragging right.
You think I don't know that?
Now we're going to squash the frequency back by dragging left.
Nolans, we mustn't. Think of Carol.
That's Dr. Lance to you, Miss Flanagan.
Alright.
Jubbly, mate.
For you, baby.
Next, we're going to change the amplitude.
There's no signal in there.
Little joystick or hold Alt or middle mouse, and this time push upwards. Upwards, mate, upwards.
But I didn't listen.
Doctor,
I'm drowning, Lance, you said.
you need to see this.
No, don't.
Right, now let's match it back by going downwards.
The virus. The sterility. This
All right.
formula. This formula. This is the key.
Let's stop it all.
Yes.
Bloody perfect, mate.
We have to ask ourselves.
I must change shots.
At the end of the clip, you'll want to play another ad. Remember to use the clock at the top to count you in.
Alright. Hey.
Right, I guess I better explain how to deal with bleeping out swear words. As you've probably noticed, the broadcast screen here is about 2 seconds
I have no
behind
idea
the
where to
master
put.
screen here. When someone says a naughty word, the bleep button lights up, like this. 2 seconds later, you'll hear that swear word going out on the broadcast, and you need to hold down the bleep button or the spacebar on your keyboard for as long as the swear word lasts. It can take a bit of practice getting used to hearing 2 things at once. Just stay calm and you'll get it. And if you can't tell when to bleep, just above the button, you'll literally be able to see the sound scrolling by. All you gotta do is hold it down while the red bit is over the red line. Simple. Of course, if you do it by eye, you'll have to take your eye off the screen. set it now.
These potentially
As you turn it up, you'll hear the advert getting louder. Good. You're set to start censoring. Like I say, it takes a little practice, but I'll try and help you through it, and soon we'll have you bleeping like a pro. Remember, button lights up, count 1, 2, and hold it down.
2% likely to get rid of those tricky tumbles.
Remember to select screen 1 now that you've got the feed. Don't wait for the broadcast to go live. That's too late. You can use the number buttons on your keyboard, 1 to 4.
Seriously, Tadworth.
5, 4, 3.
3, 2, 1. Whoa, something just like
Welcome
went
back.
off.
And I'm told we can now go live to Advance headquarters, where the two leaders, Peter Clement and Julius
not even there yet.
Salisbury, are about to make their acceptance address.
Cut to the outside broadcast. Oh shit, he's pissed. Get ready to bleep.
Well, thank you all for coming, and, well, where do I start? What a day.
They said we couldn't do
They
it.
certainly did.
They used every dirty, low-down, lying southern bastard trick they had against us. But you, the people, you saw right through their shite.
I'm sorry about the language there.
Sorry about that. I've had a couple of celebratory pints. Makes me coarser than a grown in Spanish.
My bad.
Memorably put.
Nailed it.
But to be honest, who can blame Peter for celebrating? Throughout the campaign, you've heard us say that Advance are not a political party. A party is what you have when things are going well. When the country is suffering, you don't need a party. You need a team. A team that can change things. But today is day one of a new future. A better, fairer future. So perhaps we should all be celebrating.
Except for the rich. For them, the party's over. They shouldn't be celebrating. They should be putting their shitting pants on and opening their dusty checkbooks.
Again, colourfully put, but not inaccurate. Before we came out here to address the nation, we used our executive powers to pass the Assets and Wealth Act.
Right.
Working with the tax office, we have produced a definitive list of every person in the country with wealth into the millions.
You know this sort of, probably you rather you don't. Because the likes of you and me are not welcome in their gated communities.
Tomorrow, we will be introducing a sweeping reform of the tax system in this country. No more hiding wealth offshore, no more trust funds or creative accounting. A simpler, fairer, unavoidable set of tax laws.
So, all you bastard public school snobs have got nowhere to hide. And earlier today, we revoked your passports. You want them back? You want to leave like you threatened before the election? That's fine. But first, you're going to pay us. You're going to pay back.
Advance are going to turn this country from a nation of warring individuals into a team. To properly fund health and education. To raise the living
What do they have fun
standards
doing
of
this?
us all.
The pundits said we'd have to raise billions. But you'll see when we've reclaimed what's ours, that's absolute ferret shite. So to you posh twats,
The people who pay you a pittance to serve them drinks in their private clubs. The people whose children you raise.
so they've got time to get even fucking richer.
Advance have this to say to you.
Oh, my bad.
Today.
We are coming for your sports cars and your mansions and your vineyards.
It ends today.
We will put the wealth of this country back where it should have always been. In the hands of the people who created it.
It ends today.
Yes, it ends today. And tomorrow, we'll start making it fair again. Just like we promised we would.
And until then, ladies and gents, I suggest we all get pissed.
I can't argue with that. Thank you for your time.
Well, an interesting acceptance speech there from the leaders of Advance. And our apologies for the fruity language. Hopefully we got that bleeped out for you in time. If not, someone's going to be in trouble.
Talking about me.
So, as the country braces itself for
We
new
got
government,
12 seconds.
that's all from us this evening at the National Nightly News. We'll be back tomorrow with full coverage of the first day under Advance. I'm Jeremy Donaldson. Have a peaceful night.
Right, looks like you've got it now. Thanks for all the help, mate. I've got to go. Ferry's about to leave. Probably won't won't be coming back. Job's yours, mate. Good luck.
Old boring politics then.
Is this some weird fever dream? Am I dying now or something?
You should be so lucky. I'll see you tomorrow night.
Not coming for a drink?
No, got a date.
Lucky you. Try not to get murdered.
All right. That's my job.
Finished, you'll get a broadcast report. It's 3 pages. This first page shows you how well the broadcast went. Each sequence and an overall grade. Remember, grades mean bonuses and they keep the boss happy. If you want to know more about how it went, select more info. If not, select continue to move to the next page. Right, this is an optional section for when you really want to understand what happened during the show. You've got a graph there showing you what the audience did. There are
We almost got 100.
bunch, and of course you can really drill into the details if you want to get better at making TV. I never came here, never once.
Look at how this looks. So we're actually gonna make dim it up a bit.
Right, this is the
This is
important
the generous
page.
bonus.
It tells you how much you're getting
Current
paid
will-
and how much
yes.
wealth you have overall. That box at the bottom shows you the financial state of our main advertisers. But you don't own any fucking shares. You're a cleaner, for God's sake, so why would you care?
So what is RS, Indie, Illuminati, and PC?
This is the last page, and it tells you the state of the world, tells you how well the government's doing, and down the bottom there, this one's important, tells you what Channel 1 currently thinks of you. In other words, what the boss thinks.
So they love me.
Alright, mate, welcome to the archive. This is where you can have a quick look back at what you've done and how it looked to the public. There's
I
3
want to see how it
sections.
looks.
Broadcast, rushes, and adverts. Let's start with broadcast. Click on it now. Over on the left, that's all the broadcasts that you've done. Click on any one of them.
There's
and
only
hit
one.
load tape. Once it's finished loading, you can use the rewind and the fast forward at the bottom there to help you get to the bit you want to see.
Rotate.
In a few moments, we'll be going live to tonight's national nightly news.
Oh, I
But
see how this
before
looked.
that, let's take a look at what's coming up later on tonight on Channel 1. At 7 o'clock, it's the...
Final of the quotation game, and it's a nail-biting quiz tonight as a team of nuclear physicists take on 4 old ladies from East Grinching. That's followed at 8 p.m. by award-winning documentary series The Shape of Now, which tonight looks at...
Our main stories tonight.
Right.
Donaldson for the national nightly news.
Good evening, I'm Jeremy Donaldson. Our main stories tonight. Moving on up,
How's
the
this look?
election win that experts said just couldn't happen. Hopeful or hostile? Controversy as global mega corporation Remington's Fist buys Honest Andy's Totally Independent and corners the flowered market. Top chap. Sports fans everywhere celebrate as popular footballer Johnny
Well, this one was
Hamsleeves
actually an easy
wins
one.
Sports Personality of the Year. And a spoonful of sugar. Meghan will be chatting with movie star Lawrence Blunderclatch about his new movie, The Medicated. And, of course, we'll be going live to Advance headquarters to hear what the leaders of this fledgling party have to
Y'all
say
see me
on
a
their
little?
historic victory. That's all coming up on tonight's
Alright.
National Nightly
See how
News.
this sounds.
That's all.
So yeah, they recently made like another pack for this, and I want to finish this because I work in the industry, so I figured it'd be fun to play.
But first, the votes are in and it's a decisive win for Advance. The landslide victory, with an astonishing 81% of the popular vote, is the biggest election win in living memory. Advance appealed to voters up and down the country with their bold promises of permanent change, but critics have accused him of a severe lack of actual policies and of being deliberately vague. The opposition parties have all conceded defeat to Advance's overwhelming mandate, but have yet to appear publicly. However, former Home Secretary Geoffrey Jeffries has issued a statement in which he comments that we have all been seduced by the shiny wrapping paper, but have yet to see the contents of the box. Sounds like sour grapes to me, Jeff. After the break, Megan Wolf will be speaking to a man whose grapes certainly aren't sour, the international heartthrob and inexplicable box office sensation that is Lawrence Blunderclatch. And later in the program, we'll be going live to Advance HQ to hear the co-leader's acceptance speech. That's all coming up after the break.
We're gonna have the break.
I'm Alan James. This is not a movie. This is not some child's tale. This is not a dream. This is reality. This is the story of you and how you're stupid and asleep. It's about how you were promised.
Alright, let's do another one.
Click on rushes and let's have a look at those.
Oh, okay.
Right, this is the rushes room. It's pretty simple. The 4 screens you can see, they're going to show you the 4 signals you got from the studio during the actual broadcast. Difference is you can mute any combination of them, so you can have a listen to the stuff you weren't allowed to show. Select the broadcast and give it a go, and when you're done listening to the backstage secrets, hit back.
Wonder if this is where all the lore is. So we'll do headlines.
Prawn and mayonnaise?
You know, seafood makes me come out in pustules.
Yeah. It might increase our viewing figures.
Every day.
Actually, we should probably do this.
Good evening. I'm Jeremy Donaldson. Our main stories tonight. Seriously, that prick Blonder clapped on election night?
Yeah, Megan's pretty pissed off too.
I'm not surprised. The bloke with no democracy, he's shutting his cornflakes.
Yeah, but he's hot though.
I suppose so, into oxygen thieves.
10 seconds, everybody. Your fragility is
Oxygen
leaking.
thieves.
Going in 5.
Wait, what did they say?
4, 3. 10 seconds, everybody. Your fragility is leaking.
Your fragility.
Going in 5, 4, 3.
To confuse him with any big word.
After the ads. 1 minute back, everybody. Jeremy, I need you to fill after the ads.
What? Why?
Wanker Snatch is running late.
Oh.
I thought I'd ask him
Oh,
about the election.
so that's the girl.
To confuse him with any big words.
That's the same policy we use with you. I thought that was our little secret. That's all right. He doesn't remember anything I tell him.
I'm deeply uncomfortable with your burgeoning friendship.
Love you too.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I heard earlier. Peeking behind the curtains. Watch the broadcast back in. Okay. Still want to play though. Don't want to save and quit.
Good evening. I'm Megan Wolf.
Challenge room? Bozeman has taken away the cable to the satellite to save money. And because he thought it might be a snake, now he has got interference all over the shop. Says your audience may switch off sooner during challenges.
And I'm Jeremy Donaldson. Our main headlines tonight.
Starting!
Alright, let's do day 3. So I guess we're not doing 2. The unexpected or unexpected. You arrive home to find a post on the match, most being nothing more than junk mail. One letter, however, catches your eye. The team wants to know you. Curiosity gets the better of you, and you open it. It's a form for the new advanced government, asking for information on all citizens. First page is filled in already. Your name, Alex Winston. Your spouse, Sam Winston. Your children, Charles Winston, 14, and Susie Winston, 19. William Meals, at least. I got the basics right. The rest of the questions are left for you to complete. They appear to be mandatory. Question 1. Upon starting a new job, you would be friendly, introduce yourself to the new coworkers, be proactive, and go to work immediately. Ease yourself and orient yourself into the new workplace. I'll probably do the third one. Third or second. So if it be proactive, they kind of know what you are. I'll do a third. Wow, the music. A colleague in a different department has confided in you that you've been taking home confidential information. Now a file of minor importance has gone missing. You would help your college cover up the violation, recommend your college report it. Promise your colleague that you won't tell anyone who report the violation. We'll make the colleagues report it. An entire department was fired today for consistent underperformance. Dang. Your boss has put in place new targets which are significantly higher than the previous one. You would stay late to ensure you leave work early to head to the pub. Boss has put in place new targets. Leave work early and head home. Leave work on time. It's an annual company barbecue, and you and your family have been invited. You are looking forward. Go if you're free, but wouldn't mind missing it. I've been practicing. Third one. You've had a long, successful career and are not about to retire. In your speech, you list your achievements and all the good memories. Working there, give an honest review. Focus on issues and just make this company look good and stuff like that. In your spare time, you like to relax alone, doing things like listening to music or making models. Well, that sounds like me. I made a Gundam model. I don't know if y'all can see it. No, it's on the top shelf. You can only see like the first. Attend political rallies. No. Encourage, support your play to support. No, encourage. I'll probably do one of three. Let's do three. Your ideal holiday getaway would be run by natural beauty, getting away for staying a daily grind, exploring yourself in unfamiliar, discovering new experiences and challenges. A structured day out at the theme park last night are none of these really. I'll say maybe a second, a third. Oh, your ideal. Okay. Who's the third? It is the most important. It is most important that the government keeps people safe, free, happy, or equal. Safe. Thank you for your cooperation in advance. I know your time is valuable and we appreciate your help in lending nation to our bright future. Sign your name. Day 6. A family matter. It's late, Sam and the kids have gone to bed. You're just drying up a favorite coffee cup, a worn out souvenir of your first trip together. The print's faded, but the goofy face still makes you smile. A knock at the window brings you back to reality. There in the garden, clutching a gaudy neon green suitcase, is Chris, Sam's sibling. As soon as you let them in, they sit on the kitchen table, visibly stressed. Chris takes a deep breath. I'm so sorry for bursting in so late. Chris stammers, but I need a favor. You're the only one I can ask. Oh, what's going on? You okay? Should I get Sam? You must have seen all the crazy advanced stuff, the Assets and Wealth Act, and they're calling it, taking people hard-earned money and funds and lazy. It's bullshit. You've never seen Chris this agitated. I'm not saying the top 1% or whatever don't have stupid money, he said hastily, but they can't afford it. People like me, we're going to lose everything. That's awful. But I'm not sure how I could help. You were all the well off on it. Taking from the rich to help the poor doesn't. They're going to take everything, Alex. Everything. I spent my life building. I can't let that happen. I need a favor. Precise. Finds the floor tiles. I need to borrow your passport. My passport? Why? Why do I get the feeling I'm not gonna... My passport, why? They've taken mine in half the bloody countries, but people... They've taken mine in half the bloody countries, but people always say you and I look similar. So, just pacing now. I need to leave before it's too late. Once I'm out, Me and my money will be safe. But I need to go now before they freeze my accounts. Please, Alex. I wouldn't ask if I hadn't. Okay, it's upstairs in the safe. Let me go get it and I'll take it. Sure. Let me help him. Climb the stairs to your bedroom. Careful not to wake Sam, who was concerned in the duvet as usual. You open the wardrobe, unlock the safe, and retrieve the passport. Sleepy voice breaks says, Alex, what's going on? Nothing, sweetheart. Don't worry about it. Go back to sleep. Sam seems unsure. You sure? What are you doing in the safe? You're supposed to borrow my passport. A lot of money. Sam sits up, bolt upright. I told her the truth. All thoughts of sleep gone. What, to leave the country? Things will get a bit. According to Chris, but I'm not sure. I'm not so sure. I don't really know if I really want to. Apparently, but they'll be fine if they can leave. Do the first one. The worried lines of Sam's forehead seems to relax. Thank you. We have to look out for family, and if I know my little Chrissy, it's probably all one big overreaction. Exactly. Let me just take this downstairs, and then I'll be up to bed. I'm so sorry. I know how important your family is to you, but I just don't think we're gonna let them do it. We're gonna let them do it. Your family mad. Wait, we already did. You close the safe and head back downstairs and find Chris at the table officially. You jump up as soon as you reach. So, have you got it? Yes, here. Good luck with it. Give away your passport. For the first time, Chris smiles. And infectious. Thanks. I really appreciate this. I'll get back in touch once I'm safely out of the country. Chris takes the passport and, breathing a sigh of relief, grabs the neon fluorescent suitcase and heads out the door. Yeah, back to bed. Hopefully you can prise some of the duvet away from Sam without waking him. Day 6, 7, 8. 2 days. Loading tip guy is off today, so there's no. Fallout. Good show. Gotta put the adverts in. What is this stuff? Well, that's right. Hold on. Jesus Christ. 2, 3, 4. Should we play? Should we play? Is this toy safe? Let's try to figure out what this advanced thing is. Crazy Neil, an elegant. Right, you can see they finally got the old headline system up and working again, and the Vision Mixer's already in headline mode because headlines always come at a start. It's really simple, mate. These two buttons at the bottom of the Vision Mixer, you can see they now have A and B on them, and they're help you pick image A on the left bottom screen here, or image B on the right bottom screen here. It's really simple. This little clock here will count down the number of seconds you have to make your decision. Provided you gotcha.
make a decision in that time, you're fine, and you can change your mind as much as you want until the clock reaches 0. But if you don't make any decision, you'll be fired before you even get to make another choice. I just want to say one more thing, mate. The pictures you choose to show of these people, well, that's how the public is going to perceive them, and that's going to affect their lives. So like with the adverts, choose carefully. And we're Good luck, mate. If I get time, I'll call you back in the next break. Yeah, I'm coming, darling.
My friend Janet says theirs gets really hot.
Is this Janet who thinks dogs have their own secret language?
Yeah, the one that mistrusts the moon. 10 seconds, everybody.
Not the best source of consumer advice, then.
Don't blame me when it explodes. Going in 5, 4, 3.
True.
Good evening, I'm Jeremy Dawson. Our main headlines tonight. Destination unknown. At the end of Advance's first full week in office, we ask exactly who's leading this charge. Tonight, I'll be discussing what the new future might hold with a leading economist and radical free thinker. With the Assets and Wealth Act on the brink of raising living standards for the vast majority of the country, I'll be asking my guests if we're on the way to a new future. Out with the old, Remington's Fist have appointed Sophia Remington as their new CEO. The following photo, taken from our archive, gives us a sense of this influential young firebrand who, at the tender age of 23, becomes the youngest female CEO
Game crashed. Okay.
Good evening, I'm Megan Wolf.
And I'm Jeremy Dawson. Our main headlines tonight.
Daddy, it's starting!
Get every
Right.
single one of you's a bit Jesus.
What a wild ride this has been. Well, that's a very blunt question.
Seems like a game with it. If you experience this kind of issue, please reach out to the utmost. Report issue.
Friends and neighbours.
How do I report issue?
Have confidence that the team will keep you safe.
Okay, let's try this again.
Don't make any decision. You'll be fired before you even get to make another choice. I just want to say one more thing, mate. The pictures you choose to show of these people, well, that's how the public is going to perceive them, and that's going to affect their lives. So, like with the adverts, choose carefully. And we're off. Good luck, mate. If I get time, I'll call you back in the next break. Yeah, I'm coming, darling.
My friend Janet says theirs gets really hot.
Is this Janet who thinks dogs have their own secret language?
Yeah, the one that mistrusts the moon. 10 seconds, everybody.
Not the best
Trust
source
them.
of consumer advice, then.
Don't blame me when it explodes. Going in 5, 4, 3.
Good evening, I'm Jeremy Dawson. Our main headlines tonight. Destination unknown. At the end of Advance's first full week in office, we ask exactly who's leading this charge. Tonight, I'll be discussing what the new future might hold with a leading economist and radical free thinker. With the Assets and Wealth Act on the brink of raising living standards for the vast majority of the country, I'll be asking my guests
Right.
if we're on the way to a new future. Out with the old, Remington's Fist have appointed Sophia Remington as their new CEO. The following photo, taken from our archive, gives us a sense of this influential young firebrand who, at the tender age of 23, becomes the youngest female CEO in history. Sophia Remington.
This is where
She was top of her class
did
at
thing.
university and graduated with the highest honours, immediately being asked back to lecture. The markets have responded favourably to Sophia's appointment, with stocks rising 30 points in light of the announcement. In her first press conference this afternoon, Sophia announced a children's toy named Mr. Snugglehearts. Sophia promises it'll be all the rage this Christmas, but concerns have been raised about the product's safety. Making a splash, intrepid scientist Dr. David Wong and marine biologist Ingrid Swarsborg-Horgensford have today set off to explore Dante's taint. The recently discovered cave system was previously thought unreachable, but thanks to a new breakthrough in underwater flower technology, the pair hope to successfully reach the imposing central cavern and the undiscovered plant species it contains. This is, of course, only the latest in a series of successful expeditions for this unlikely
This is our
pair.
first one.
In a joint statement about the dangers their team might face, the pair stated, we will face the plentiful challenges together like we always have. Playing the field, rumours abound as sporting legend Johnny Hamsleeves is snapped leaving Bush, one of the capital's hottest clubs. The footballer was caught while out celebrating being named Sports Personality of the Year last week, as reported by this very programme. Johnny is seen here with socialite and performance artiste Tiffany L'Amour, whose recent show, Snatched Inside My Snatch, has kept her firmly in the public eye. Could romance be on the cards for these two budding anuses? And grievous bodily charm. With Advance promising a radical new position on crime, how afraid should we actually be? I'll be going live around the country to talk with people who've seen the criminal justice system from every perspective. With more and more powers passing to the police and less oversight, are we using an advanced sledgehammer to crack a nut? All that and Mega Morph with a group of young actors already experiencing the positive side of the new Assets and Wealth Act firsthand. They'll be talking and performing later. That's all coming up on tonight's National Nightly News.
Shit. That's the guy from the go to one.
In the wake of the government's swift enactment of the Assets and Wealth Act, we're talking about Advance's first week in office and what the new future holds. Joining me are Katie Brightman, a leading economist, and Alan James, author of Alan James is Right, The Free Man's Guide to Waking Up. Alan, the government certainly haven't dragged their heels on delivering some of the legislation they promised. But what does the Wealth Act mean for us?
Nothing, Jeremy. We're still vassal slaves, we're just in prettier cages.
A confident dismissal there. Katie Brightman, do you agree?
I'm afraid I don't, no. I think that Advance have realised that the current economic system of unlimited, unending growth is untenable, so they're changing things up.
There I agree with you. They're moving to the next steps in the grand plan.
Grand plan, Alan?
It's all in my book. Alan James is Right, Jeremy. We're to become the great herd, ignorant, sterile, and short-lived. That's what they want.
Or perhaps Advance have just realised that if we carry on the way we are, we will destroy ourselves and this planet in a mad orgy of consumption, if you'll excuse the colourful metaphor.
Yes, orgy is the right word. Only it'll be the overlords having an orgy on our poor broken backs. It's all in my book. Alan James is...
Shamelessly self-promoting? Katie, how do you think the rest of the world will respond to this new approach?
I think they're watching carefully. Advance are the most disruptive threats
They took the
that world
book.
powers have faced since the last Great War.
Yes, Katie's right. War is inevitable.
Thank you, but that isn't
And this will not be a war like we've ever seen before. We're talking millions of deaths. We're talking high-tech weapons that can level entire cities. We're talking...
Out of the wrong orifices?
Mock me all you like, Jeremy, but when they murder your parents and they poison your food and they take you away to
I
their
like that
camps where you have
wine.
no brainwashing, we'll be laughing then.
That might be a great way to sell books, Alan, but you know full well that isn't going to happen in a democracy.
Democracy is dead.
Yes, Advance are radical, and change is always frightening, but the truth is that the Wealth and Assets Act has made more than 90% of the population wealthier and is on target to produce a permanent end to poverty.
Bollocks! What this young lady doesn't understand, Jeremy, is that these are the same people. Maybe they've rebranded, but it's all a little circus act.
Bollocks is a
tyrant behind the curtain.
is a bad word.
You're wrong, Alan. For a start, they've mobilised the youth vote like we've never seen before.
You say mobilise, I call it grooming. The grooming of an entire generation to walk happily into eternal bondage. They're like psychic paedophiles.
But based on the facts, Katie, what are your predictions?
The Assets and Wealth Act is only the first step.
Look it over here, mostly.
Historic budgetary surplus, and as well as properly funding our public services, they're already funneling unprecedented amounts into scientific research and the arts.
Or, as I call them in my book, Frankenscience and opiates. Like opiates, see?
Can we get back to the issue at hand, please, Alan?
This is the issue. It's all coming from the water, the chemicals. They're pumping it full of belief juice.
Don't get me wrong, I want to see these changes, but only if they're sustainable. If Advance lose their power after spending half of our GDP on dismantling infrastructure, that could be catastrophic.
I want to catch them taking the book.
They've got us sat here talking about their puppet show.
All right, we're running out of time. Quickly, Alan, what does the future look like to you?
A bleak space where we've all been figuratively sodomized into submission.
No, of course. Katie?
We might be on the eve of a brave new world. God knows we need some change, but we need to be cautious. Let's walk forwards with our eyes open.
Two very different visions of the future there. Alan James, Katie Brightman, thank you for joining me. When we come back, I'll be investigating law and order
7,
before Megan
6,
meets some beneficiaries
5,
of the Assets and Wealth
4,
Act. That's all
3.
coming up tonight on the National Nightly News.
1 minute back.
Did I capture
I
that?
think they might do some good.
I hope so too, Jeremy.
How much are you being paid by them then?
Shut the fuck up, Alan. I've never heard so much shit in my life.
Well, we'll see who's full of shit, won't we?
Alan, I can explain it to you, but unfortunately, I can't understand it for you.
Well, I don't know what she meant by that.
How's it going actually? Fuck it, I don't care, I hate the fucking news. Oh, bloody hell, I love this tune though. Alright mate, see you later, bye!
I'm just saying I'll do what I can, that's all.
Bullshit, you will. She's good. You know she is.
I've said a bit of word in, that's all I can do.
10 seconds, everybody. Little Jakey's going to the big bad country with water.
If that sticks, I'll destroy you.
5, 4, 3.
Welcome back. In our second segment, we're going to be taking a deep dive into the state of law and order in our country. Advance have already tasked what they are calling a solutions team to move this serious social problem to the top of the list. Tonight, we go behind the headlines to meet the people who live with the criminal justice system every day of their lives. First up, we have Gregory Judge, a lawyer who sees the problems close up on the front line. Can you hear me, Gregory?
Yes, I've got you, Jeremy. Thanks for having me.
What's it like on the front line of the hard face with the cold hand of justice?
Well, as you can imagine, Jeremy, we are massively understaffed in this country. We're working every hour we can just to try and cope with the caseloads on our desks.
Which must affect the quality of support you can offer.
Well, we can barely keep up with demand, Jeremy. There just simply isn't enough being done at a systemic level to relieve the problem. We need more support from ministers. What are you doing? We need change at a structural level,
I'm
Jeremy.
leaving, Greg.
Not a good time, darling.
It never is it? I'll be at my mother's.
Just hang on. No, the problem isn't a local one, Jeremy. It's nationwide. Just give me 5 minutes. I'm talking to Jeremy Donaldson.
Oh, have you mentioned your affairs?
No. Well, the affairs of the Justice Department that we should be concerned about.
Hello, Mr. Donaldson.
Hello, Mrs. Judge.
We need legislation to relieve the pressure on our public
Sorry
servants.
to interrupt the news, Mr. Donaldson. Can I have a moment to tell my husband I'm leaving him?
Yes, I totally understand. Quite the picture of a burdened legal sector there. Gregory Judge, thank you for joining us. Next, I'm joined by Police Chief Constable Bob Peel, a man with a very different perspective on our nation's crime.
Just watching
Do
this.
you think there's a problem with the system, Bob?
I'm sure we all do, Jeremy. I am sure we all long for a return to the days when you could safely walk the streets of your community at night, looking in through windows and generally enjoying your neighbours without the risk of being terrorised by some thug with a knife. Or cosh.
So you feel the streets simply aren't safe anymore? Where have we gone wrong, Bob?
Well, that's not a simple question, Jeremy, but I think it all comes down to moral decay. We've diluted our culture and lost touch with what it means to be a citizen of this once great country. Also, as the vicar noted in Sunday's sermon, we probably shouldn't have banned hanging.
And to what do you attribute this moral decay?
Foreigners, gays and gypsies mainly. It's all in the Bible. Look, Leviticus clearly states that... Oh, bugger, hang on a moment. Jeremy, your bloody gimps escaped. Delia, could you give me a little help, please, dear? As I was saying, Jesus didn't like immigrants much, did he?
And just to be clear, you think it's the immigrants who are responsible for the moral decay?
Absolutely, Jeremy. Back in your box, Clive. Back in your box. Delia, I really could use a little help with this.
Oh, sorry, darling. I was spaying the badgers.
Yes, I'm talking to Jeremy Donaldson. Clive, could you put him back in the box?
Oh, Clive, you know it's Wednesday. Can't you go back in your gimp space?
And whose responsibility is it to make a change, Bob?
Well, it is certainly not the responsibility of the decent, good, white people of
Darling,
this...
where's the padlock?
Oh, hold on just a moment.
You simply won't do. Naughty, naughty, naughty.
Clive, I am not having this again.
Mummy said, get back in your class. Naughty, you beast cut.
As I was saying, Jeremy, moral decay. Crime is the responsibility of the criminal, no one else. Look, everyone has a sob story, but we don't all end up as barbarians, do we? Look, when our daughter Alice comes home with an A-, does she go on a killing spree? No, she takes 3 of her pills and hides under the stairs like a normal child.
Thank you, Bob. Bob Peel there, really locking down the police's position on morality for us.
Who was this?
And finally tonight, hopefully uninterrupted, it's time to get to the heart of the matter. Tony Dawson has recently been released from prison after serving 3 years for aggravated assault, burglary and menacing a SWAT. He's agreed to talk to us today, which is also, I believe, his birthday. Many happy returns, Tony.
Cheers, Jez. Call me Titwank Tony. Everybody else does.
No, I'm not going to be doing that. Can you tell us what it's like in prison, Tony?
Titwank Tony. Prison's a mixed bag. Structure's quite nice, but it's a constant battle against institutionalisation, as you can imagine. And obviously, Titwanks are quite hard to come by.
I'm picking up that you're not alone there, Tony.
Titwank Tony. Yeah, sorry, my friends are throwing me a surprise party. Good bunch of lads.
Okay, well, we're trying to let you get back to that party as soon as possible. First, let me ask you this. Do you feel that your time spent in prison helped to rehabilitate you in any way, Tony?
Titwank Tony. I don't think it's as easy as that, Jez.
Sopen!
I think asking that is an oversimplification.
It sounds like it's getting quite busy there, Tony, but let's try and soldier on. Since leaving custody, have you been able to find a new job?
Yeah, all the boys are here. Big Chris, Little Chris, and Vampire Chris.
This one's, yeah?
Yep. One sec, love. Tony's on the news. One sec, love. Rehabilitation's difficult with the current system, Jez. Just not set up for it, you know? It's inherently unjust.
So, do you feel tempted to... I'm sorry, who's this guy?
You are joking. Chrissy Free Bollocks has only got Mr. Fancy, oh. Not now, fellas, I'm on the news.
It seems like we've caught you at a bad time.
I can't really hear you, mate. It's getting a bit busy here. Jesus.
Yes, we seem to be losing the signal here, Tony.
Fucking wait, believe that!
Well, we're just trying to get that signal back. I think we... Yes, Tony? Tony, I mean, we're literally away for 2 seconds. How does this happen, Tony? Can you hear me? Well, we seem to have lost our train of thought there a little. Hopefully you, the viewer at home, have managed to glean a broader understanding of the serious and complex issues around law and order. After the break, Megan will be live with some plucky young thespians. Don't go away. We'll be back after these messages.
Sorry.
1 minute back.
Cut him off.
And I'll slap you so hard with the truth, you'll still be paying facts out of your face. 10 seconds, everybody. Gonna open on Megan. Camera 2. Going in 5, 4.
I'm not camera 1.
Welcome's Black. I'm Megan Wolf, and on tonight's Culture Spot, I'll be chatting with one of the first beneficiaries of the Assets and Wealth Act, a team of inspiring young people from Scritchford Sixth Form College, who today received a grant from Advance to take their play, Hey, Friendship, on a tour of local secondary schools. Welcome to you all. Well, let's start with you two, Harriet and Charlotte Winstanley-Hamilton. Girls, you must be thrilled.
We are, Megan. We're overwhelmed, to be honest.
And I believe you two are sisters, is that right?
Yes, Charlotte's my oldest. I'm the older, more popular one. Only joking.
Harriet and Trey were really the ones who came up with the whole idea.
So, Harry and I were shooting the breeze in the cafeteria, and I said, hey, let's actually do something.
So I went to look for a drama teacher.
But she'd been laid off due to budget cuts. Fortunately,
I directed a pantomime when I was at university, so I knew the ropes, as it were.
Oh, right, yes, but you're the maths teacher, aren't you?
Yes, that's me, Jeff Algebra, maths teacher.
Maths is really important.
Oh, thanks, Steve.
Maths is really important.
Yeah, thanks, Steve.
As is theatre. It's one of the oldest art forms in history. Aristotle
I
believed.
just think that when we travel around all these problem schools and the poor kids see us, they say, hey, I really want to be like those attractive kids. And that's a very beautiful and powerful thing. We touch our audiences and they touch us right back.
I suppose with a surname like Algebra, there was really only one choice of career for me. My wife, Angela, and I, we often laugh about it.
Angela Algebra.
Yes.
We just want to bring a bit of song and joy into people's lives.
And teach people about the difficult issues. The issues in the play are what really matter.
And I think you're going to be showing us an extract from this play, aren't you?
That's right. To put into context, I play a young first year who's having some troubles at school.
Her character doesn't actually have a name, yeah, because in a way she's like all of us.
It's like a metaphor. Maybe she's you at home, or like maybe she's you, Megan.
Maths is really important.
Yeah, thanks, Steve.
Put it in, coach.
Yes,
This is really fun.
Right, well, I'm going to have a little chat with your teacher while you run off and get ready. I can't wait to see it. That's it, that way. So, Jeff, when did you first hear about the grant?
2 days ago. A letter from Advance arrived at the school. Now, the headmaster thought it was all a prank, but his secretary retrieved it from his bin and brought it to me.
Wow, how did you react?
I also threw it in the bin. But then, Harriet and Trey rescued it, and they rang the number at the bottom of the page, and next thing you know, we're on tour.
Wow. Well, I think we can all guess which way you'll be voting from now on.
Do you know what? It's funny, because Angela and I don't usually vote. We're not very political. I'm a mathematician, of course, and she's a paraplegic, mainly. But we did used to watch that Peter Clements DIY show back in the day, and so we thought, why not? Let's have a go at this old democracy thing.
Okay.
And here we bally well are.
Darn, I stayed on.
Fucking brilliant!
So, let's have a look at a short section of Hey, Friendship.
Dear Diary, I'm not sure I can take another day at this school. Another day of tears. Another day of fears. But still I walk the corridors alone. Dreading what might be around every corner.
What's around the corner? What's around the corner? What's around the corner?
Oh, hi Gary.
Oh heavens no! It's Gary the Fist!
Gary the Fist!
Going somewhere, little first year?
Great. I've been looking for some poor victim to bully all morning. But will this make me feel better about my violent father? Violent father.
Excuse me, I'm late for maths. It's my favourite subject. And so important.
Maths is for losers.
What?
Maths is for losers.
My arm's stuck, coach.
Keep going, for fuck's sake.
Right, maths is for losers. Now, give me your lunch money. Now.
Double lunch for me today, but why am I only truly happy when I'm eating?
Not today, Gary the Fist.
What do you mean not today? Who are you? My arm's free, coach.
Brilliant, keep going.
Right, who are you to stand up to me? I'm Gary the Fist. And you're just a sad little girl with 2 gay dads who's all alone.
That's where you're wrong, Gary the Fist. These are my 2 new friends. Vanessa is captain of the netball team.
Yeah.
And Blake owns a motorbike.
Yeah.
But I can't fight all 3 of you. And I don't have any friends of my own.
Take a look at me. Take a little look at my face. I could be you. She could be you. And you could be me.
Or you could be
shouldn't exist. But that's just prejudice, and I'd do better if you knew the way that I became Gary the Fist. I grew up on a council estate. The park was hip, but the flats weren't great. My dad used to come home drunk and late, and he'd hit my mum if for dinner he had to wait. Oh, where's my dinner?
It's not ready.
Where's my dinner, woman? Don't make me ask you again.
Hitting women is wrong.
I guess life's pretty hard on a council estate. Life's pretty hard on a
I remember this.
Life's pretty hard on a council estate. 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 It's so damn hard on a council estate.
Life can be cheeky.
Yeah.
If you work as a team,
Just work as a team.
it's your choice to be me.
It's my choice.
So stop now,
Make a different choice.
listen to that inner voice.
Friendship.
Yes! Ho, ho, ho.
Well, thankfully that's all we have time for tonight on the National Nightly News. Join us tomorrow night for all the headlines from across the country.
I don't
My
remember
name's
which one
Jeremy
I'd play.
Donaldson. Have a peaceful night.
And we're out.
Oh, that was brilliant!
What the literal fuck was that?
I believe that was art.
I believe I've got a 14-inch cock, but it doesn't make it so.
I have a similar belief about an adequate paycheck.
Oh, someone please get these twats out of my studio.
The telethon is unlocked. Well, we did pretty good. Don't play the Mr. Snuggles advert. Well, it said not to play it. Okay, so we're gonna play indie and PC. Indie, PC, and advanced. Hitting too quickly will annoy the audience and they'll switch off. You get to the theater silently, earning the Sam early, and Sam's already there waiting, dressed to the nines. You smile wildly as you join hands and take your seat in the private box. You certainly could get used to this. The ticket arrived on your doormat on Monday. Well, a typed thank you for Chris. You get your passport back soon enough, apparently. The show isn't to your usual taste. A pretentious opera is in a language you know for a fact that Chris doesn't speak either. Still, the complimentary drinks sure go down smooth. When the show finally ends, how many bows does the people need? You stand in line and get your coat, and Sam has you in creases with a hilarious impression of the conductor of Arms Failing Wiley. The couple in front of you are talking about a relocation of people who couldn't pay their new tax bill. Sounds awful. Sam smiles gratefully as you both think of Chris safe and sound. When you get home, you're still laughing as Sam heads upstairs to shower before bed. You notice your 14-year-old son is at home. And there's a note on the kitchen table. It's almost an illegible scrawl. It says he's at a friend's house. It's a school night, so you go over there to march him home. You trust Charlie. Let's go. You know, it's a school night, right? By the time you reach the friend's house, your temper is boiling over on seeing you. Charlie loses it and tells you in no uncertain terms where you shove your ride home. You end up in a full-blown argument in front of his friend and their parents. It's mortifying. You can't You make your excuses and quickly escort him to the car. It starts to rain as you drive, both of you silently fuming. The sound of the downpour is the only thing that punctures the atmosphere in the car. What was that about, Charlie? He sighs a sigh of someone much older than 14. I want to be the one who decides what I do, not you. It's not fair. There's been enough bad tonight. Go easy on him. Look, you were one once, really. He's a good kid. You promised not to tell your partner, and he grumpily promises not to do it again. What Sam doesn't know won't. Oh, gotcha. Or what I did, I guess. Just trying to be safe. That's a lot of time. A gentle reminder. You're leafing through the pile of accumulated bills. Each new bill pulls on your gut like a lead weight, until a flash of blue makes you pause. Recognizing the teal advance logo on the envelope, you tear it open. Dear Winston Residence, this is a second reminder letter regarding the Assets Wealth redemption scheme. Please submit your passport to your nearest government office as soon as possible in order to register for the scheme. You cannot receive the share of the national rebate without submitting this. You knew there would be a consequence, but that doesn't make it easier. We work as a team, and we are rewarded as a team. Forwards together. Julia, Salisbury, and Peter Clement. Chris is safe, that's all that matters, you hope. A tight Christmas. Can't help but crack a smile as you look around the table. The snow has settled on the grass outside. The kids are pulling a cracker while your elderly mother tries to keep her eyes open. You did always have a soft spot for Christmas. You're sitting at the head of the table now, your dad's place. Across from you is Chris's empty seat, probably on a tropical beach somewhere, you think. You catch Sam's eye, who breaks into a smile, clearly thinking the same thing. Even without Chris, the food had to be stretched a little thinner this year. No one seems to notice. Christmas really can be a wonderful time of year. You look around the room at your family. You having a nice Christmas, Grandma? Mother smiles broadly at you, just like she used to. Yes, Pat, it's absolutely lovely. Sam softly corrects her. That's Alex Cassandra. Alex. That's not what does anymore. Oh, yes, of course she moves. And immediately she back to a frail shadow of her former self. Sam smiles kindly and squeezes your hand over the table. You look around the room. Let's make a toast. Stand over the glass. Merry Christmas, everyone. I'm glad we're all here. Well, most of us. There's our mutters of cheers and much clinking of glasses. Your daughter Susie seizes the opportunity to pour on you. You know how you love me, you raise a questioning eyebrow. I'm not going to like this, am I? You joke. You know me and my friends are planning to go traveling this year, Susie. Well, I was hoping you would help me with the money. You laugh. I knew it. I'm a mind reader, you chuckle, as your 19-year-old daughter rolls her eyes. You wish you could say yes without worrying, but now that your mother had to move in, things aren't quite simple. Just how much are we talking here? Only a few hundred, she mumbles, as she pushes a stray pea around it. It takes a great effort for you to not spit your meal right across the table onto the elderly mother. It takes a great effort for you not to spit your mull wine across. Okay. I know it's a lot, darling. I know it's a lot, darling, Sam interjects. But trains are expensive. It's just This is a great opportunity for her, and I did already say she could go. Alright, we'll make it work somehow. Selling a kidney. Susie grins, stretches from ear to ear. You mean it? That's so great. Thank you, thank you, thank you. The muse soars as Sam puts a paper hat on the head, and Charlie takes pleasure in reading everyone's god-awful cracker joke. The room is filled with voices of laughter. Looking around at your grinning family, your mother whispers your father would be so pleased. You dab your eye with a napkin. You feel very lucky. Yeah, we're gonna have to save some money. Why does the zip on the damn case never close? It's your anniversary. Every year you and Sam go away for the weekend, usually camping. You're not made of money. You've been looking forward to it for ages, finally getting some time alone together when you forget about the noise of life. No kids, no work, just a bit of romance and some peace and quiet. The zip finally gives up in the battle and you drag the bulging suitcase. The answering machine is blinking on the hall table. Good evening, Ella. This is Mr. Bozeman. I'm calling to inform you that you're required to work this weekend. Part 6. Some information has come to light concerning the rising tension between our nation and foreign powers, and the National Nightly News team will be working a clock to ensure we break the story first. Needless to say, I will expect your attendance tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. sharp. A pleasant evening, Alex. Shock turned to annoyance and then fury. What are you going to tell Sam? Sam downstairs, brimming with excitement, kissing you, and then grabs the car keys on the dish and starts to load your bags in the back. Apologize profusely to your spouse, but you really should have to go to work. Sigh heavily. You're going to go, aren't you? The voice behind you should whip around and nods. I get it, your family has always been your priority, but sometimes work has to come first. You should go. Sam pulls you close and holds you tight. I wave of gratitude. Watch you unpack in disappointed silence. We need the money, though. What is that sound? A permission slip? Your son Charlie hovers over your elbow as you read. Do you find yourself striving to achieve? Are you an active member of the team? Do you like reaping the benefits of cooperation? Join the Advanced Go-Getters today. Or together. This doesn't sound like the youth club you told you about. Charlie grabs a flyer from you and thrusts the form into your hand. So I can walk you there straight from school, and Ben's sister can drop us home after. Something's going on with these, like this is advanced, so you won't have to do it. Let's do it. Your son is thrilled. It's heartwarming to see him so passionate about becoming an active part of them. This can only be a good thing. We don't know much about it, so we might as well. No money involved. Some guy at work gave them to me. Okay. Some guy at work gave them to me. They can't go. Sam stands in front of you, brandishing 2 tickets. You see the title, the bold letters. Alan James is right in front of you. I'm really unsure. What do you think? Shall we go? Free tickets are free tickets. He's a character. He's hilarious if nothing else. The show is entertaining, but much less funny than you thought. He's a powerful public speaker, and something about it sticks in your mind. Lying in bed that night, wide awake, long after Sam's breathing turns heavy, it hits you. It was the crowd, not laughing, or profitable partnership. After a particularly long day at work, you come home to find the posts sorted into piles that Sam has taken to doing recently. most of it is unusual rubbish, but a letter with the increasingly familiar advance logo and urgent respond immediately plastered on the front in a corresponding red font grabs your attention. Best to get over with. Dear Wiston resident, this letter is to inform you that the advanced government has taken another step forward in our fight for equality by nationalizing the largest private corporation and redistricting the resources among the citizens of this great country. The partnership bond program ensures the wealth created by the people is delivered to the... You don't remember this being in the manifesto. Every household will become a partner in one of the 3 carefully selected institutions, chosen by advanced and consistent high performance in the financial security. Please note all returns are based on public opinion and cannot be guaranteed. You select I Have the Beholder Incorporated, whether it's cosmetic, clothing, or culture, we see beauty in all inspiration. Neil Steels Limited, it's always a steal from Crazy Neil. Pleasure Corp, only business is your pleasure. From sport or travel or even just let's do Pleasure Corp. Thank you for making a selection. Please return this form using the fault provided, and you will receive a report from your partnership in 3 to 6 working. Seems even a band can't fit the quagmire of governmental bureaucracy. The future of this nation is in partnership, forged together. Julia Salisbury and Peter Clement. Just how much influence can you have? So is that the 2 people from the acceptance speech? So they're like the owner of Advance? Want to see behind the scenes? Check out this free documentary on Steam. Not for broadcast lights, camera, and lockdown. The Tempest, day 153.
Good evening, Alex. It's Boozman here, your boss. While you're powering up and getting the adverts loaded, I thought I should just tell you that we've had one of those public information films from the government, and it's mandatory that you play it. You still have a free choice for the other 2, so read those tape labels carefully, but make sure you play the advance advert, preferably at the second break. Right, that's the lot. The great
Second break.
Oh, how's it going with Steve? Why are all men such pricks?
That one, eh?
Apparently he has a complicated relationship with his face.
Let's
Sorry, are you
do
saying you chose
check
this
your
imaginary
prostate.
friend in the sky over you?
I don't know why I talked to you.
You're probably just a really awful date.
10 seconds, everybody.
Like I said,
10 seconds.
Did your personality accidentally slip out?
pricks.
Going in 5, 4, 3.
Good evening. I'm Jeremy Dawson.
And I'm Megan Wolf. Our main stories tonight.
Uncooperative. A mysterious symbol has appeared overnight on thousands of buildings throughout the capital.
Tonight, in an exclusive live interview with Prime Ministers Julia Salisbury and Peter Clement, I'll be asking what this mysterious symbol might mean.
After 3 months of record-breaking approval ratings, could this be the daring first move of a silent resistance movement? And what would that mean as we go into the future?
We shall overcome. Trapped in Dante's taint for more than a month now, doctors Ingrid Svorsborg Horgensvoord and David Wong announced today that they're considering 2 possible options.
With 2 of the finest minds in science working together, hopes are still high for the eventual return of the team to dry land.
Without enough engineers to
Oh, I should
successfully
have
fix their
changed.
craft, the team seem likely to attempt to farm the cavern's ecosystem while they wait for rescue from above ground. I think I'll stick to risotto, Jeremy.
Bloodbath avoided. As the last Mr. Snugglehugs is found and destroyed, we ask, how could we have been so blind?
Fortunately, this station wisely chose not to advertise Mr. Snugglehugs, and the subsequent disappointing sales turned out to be a miracle, as only 7 children were horribly injured by the lethal toy. How much worse could it have been? Thankfully, we'll never know.
Julia Salisbury, who mobilised numerous government resources to recall the product immediately after the first blindings, said today that the new advance mark, which must be earned by all new products, would be a 100% ironclad guarantee of safety and quality.
Table for two. Johnny Hamsleeves and Tiffany Lamour were spotted having a private moment out at lunch today.
The popular couple have certainly been on a roller coaster since they started dating late last year, and this image is sure to place them firmly back in the tabloids.
Could we be on the verge of the biggest celebrity wedding since professional wrestler Randy Grizzlenuts McFridge married his longtime tag team partner Tina Tiny Hands last year in a wrestling ring made entirely of cake?
Is this once celebrated role model about to become the bad boy of sport?
And onwards and upwards. In an attempt to put the Mr. Snugglehugs disaster behind them, Rimington's Fist CEO Sophia Rimington today announced a brand new product that already has the markets buzzing with interest.
This groundbreaking product came as quite a shock when it was revealed earlier today, though its critics are sceptical that the young CEO can fulfill her promises.
Described as a breakthrough far ahead of its time, the male contraceptive pill is heralding a sexual revolution. Its fans are celebrating the fact that men can finally take equal responsibility for contraception, but others have expressed concerns over its safety and side effects.
I didn't know what the other one was. It just...
Exclusive prime ministerial interview coming up later.
And our very own Patrick Bannon live at the first annual Sports Board final.
You won't want to miss a second of tonight's
National Nightly News.
Oh.
But first tonight, while Advance is certainly proving popular with the majority of the country, who've seen their wealth and standards of living increase considerably, for some, the transition has not been as pleasant.
That's right, Megan. The formerly aristocratic members of our society have had to make major adjustments to come to terms with the new regime.
Robin Short is in suburbia investigating rumours that these previously privileged people may be planning some kind of protest. Robin?
Thanks, Megan. I'm here in moderate Hatchings to talk to Wentworth and Penelope Somerset Bentley, who were relocated to the house you see behind me after Advance passed the Assets and Wealth Act on their first day in office. Tell me, how are you settling into your new lives?
Well, quite frankly, Robin, we're not settling in at all. Our neighbours are whitewatters.
Simply untenable. I hope you'll forgive my language, but it's as steaming as a Wednesday hatch basket with too much spatting.
Steady now, Penelope. Sorry, Robin, my sister's under a lot of pressure. She had to dress herself this morning and she still hasn't quite recovered, Robin.
My goodness, that must have been quite a shock.
She really struggles with women's, Robin.
Well, at least you've been rehoused in a nice big house.
Big house? This grubby little gaddispatch only has one staircase.
And the breakfast room and the dining room in the same bloody place. Imagine that.
Oh my gosh.
Everyone's grub in one room. One room, Robin.
So what would you say to the people that feel that your family has had it far too easy for far too long, and that these redistributions are both fair and just?
I hardly think we've had it easy for fussle's sake. Only one of our swimming pools was even heated.
But realistically, what can you do?
Well, you've asked the right bloody question, Robin.
Thank you, Wentworth. I wasn't the youngest ever editor of the Swinstead Middle School Inquirer for no reason.
I think our toilet butler was from Swinstead. Dear George. Oh, I wonder what happened to him. Daddy tried to shoot him in the buttocks and he ran off into the woods.
Oh, good time.
No, that's probably my last happy memory, Robin.
Tragic, but what can you do?
We will rise and rebel. We wage war on our revolting rulers with righteous words and rebellious
Oh, look how they're laughing.
Our best guess in our quest for redress is to divest our breasts and an undress bare chest protest.
Oh, what's that?
Daddy! Daddy, it's
Daddy!
Please don't do that. We can't show this on the news.
Right, you buggers! Carry ho! Tilly! Get the dog!
Tilly's our mummy. She's proper cracked teeth too.
Well, at least you are showing some shame.
Free at last! Somerset Bentley, glad to meet you. See, the protest has started already. Nice sharp work, boy.
Thanks, Daddy.
He gets that from me, you know.
And forgive me, what are you trying to achieve here?
We just want to be fucking well heard, that's all.
Language, Penelope. We are nude, not rude.
Sorry, Daddy.
Yeah, nude, not rude.
Guys, we won't roll over and run away. We will revolt. We will rise again.
Yes, we bloody well will. Stuff and pip pop.
Are you okay?
Shut up and get your
Well, Jeremy, Megan, as this embryonic protest movement takes one in the toxins, it's back here in the studio. I'm Robin Short, struggling surreptitiously in moderate hatchings.
Thanks, Robin. Well, that's certainly a story we want to be keeping an eye on, eh, Megan?
Speak for yourself there, Jeremy, but I've seen enough shaft work to last me a lifetime.
I'm sure you have. But can a
Is she about to throw up?
ever really catch on? It doesn't seem like the way we do things in this country.
But as I'm sure you're aware, Jeremy, this country is becoming a very different place.
Yes, but seriously, who's going to run around naked in our weather?
Hopefully not you, Jeremy.
Yes, well, there wouldn't be enough canvas for the slogans.
When we come back, our very own Patrick Bannon will be live from the Sports Board Finals. Stick around, you won't want to miss it.
We'll be back after these messages.
1 minute back. Oh, sorry, I'm busting.
Do you suffer from benign prostate enlargement?
She's funny.
Yes,
I'm Tommy Fingernail Harris.
It's very endearing.
I've got it
She
all.
wants your job.
World champions.
She's welcome to it.
2 cars.
Why is it raining on my desk?
And an enlarged prostate.
Alex, Bozeman, we're getting reports in that naked protesters might try and spoil the sports board final by waving their fleshy bits about. Try and make sure you don't broadcast it. It's 6 p.m. for God's sake. No one wants to see fannies on the news. Bozeman out.
Gotcha.
On the bladder. This can cause trouble starting to pee, and it can cause laundry-based trouble between you and your she-demon ex-wife. So what caused this big old prostate
Well, there's already.
in your bum? Well,
That's a channel 1, right? Check your prostate.
me and the doctors, we don't know. But I can tell you, as you get older, your body changes. And that's
Probably.
If you're worried
That's what it says.
Yes, I understand that, but I always say welcome back.
I think we should just keep it as it is.
Well, of course you do. I've got one hack line.
What's that supposed to mean? I didn't write it, Jeremy.
That's all right, fine. Jenny, there's nothing wrong with the auto cue.
10 seconds.
Oh, I just felt a drip again. Have they not fixed this?
Want to see us fry? Good for the ratings.
5, 4, 3.
Welcome back to the National Nightly News. I'm Megan Wolf. Coming up later, we'll be speaking to the Prime Ministers about their exciting new healthcare facilities, transition centres.
Nice to see they care.
You're absolutely right, Jeremy. But first, we're going now to our own Patrick Bannon, who's reporting live from the finals of the new game that's gripping the nation, Sports Board. Patrick?
That's right, Megan. You join me live here from the final of the first annual Sports Board Championship. It's been a hotly contested competition so far. I think it's fair to say these two have been dancing around each other all season. First up, we have Ellie Striker. She's the more experienced of our 2 players today. Striker has got an accuracy of 7, a danger rating of K, and a 12-month driving ban. Striker's known for her signature move, the Orangi Hamster. And facing her tonight, hoping to prove himself with a career record of 12 outs, 14 finishes, and a divorce pending, it's Mr. Wingspan himself, Tommy, the Fingernail Harris. Just waiting on the ref now. The slapping ceremony is taking part. Still going on. And, Striker, of course, first to start as she won the trivia round earlier on by some margin. Harris, perhaps the brawn and not the brain. Stupid. Eddie Striker. Eddie Striker. Nice start there from Striker. She's determined not to let the nerves show. Not after last time. On to Mr. Harris now. Tommy. On to Mr. Harris now. Using his arm to pick up the ball. Using his arm to pick up the ball. Not a bad shot there from Harris. Back to Striker for shots number 3. All right. For shots number 3. All right. She's gone to sort of throwing it under her legs. She's gone. Not bad if you ask me. Was that contact? To Harris. Bit of business with the ref, but it got sorted out. Back to Harris now. A ball in the hand is worth 2 in the bush.
Football. Move back.
I'd say that's fair, but what do I know? Oh no, and Harris is not going to be happy with that. So really not a good start there for Tommy Harris in round 1. We can only hope that round 2 treats him a bit better. But first, of course, after the argument with the ref section, it's time to change ends. Now we have the ceremonial changing of the ends. And of course, now they go back to the starting positions, as that makes sense. Striker giving it large.
Second round, striker to play. Harris.
Winter round 2 now with Harris. Okay, we seem to have some sort of streaker on the pitch. I apologise if we broadcast any of that stuff. She appears to have slogans across her breasts and arse. Try and ignore security. I'm sure we're going to take them out as soon as possible. Apologise if we broadcast any of that. As I said, we're going to get the situation resolved as soon as possible. They're trying to carry on play, but it's proving a bit difficult, and I'm struggling to follow. Because it's quite an eyesore, and women's bodies, yeah. All right, great. Okay, so back into round 2 now.
My bad about that.
Determined to close that massive gap. Steady striker.
I'm actually trying.
It's just some of the tightest play I've seen ever. Harris. And was that a offensive thumb screw? We haven't seen that since the Heats. What a brilliant move. Back to striker. And we know what that means, ladies and gentlemen. That is, of course, the ground sound. Excellent bit of play here on both sides of the bucket. I don't know about you at home, but I'm finding the technical mastering display here absolutely blooming jaw-dropping. The ref has spotted something in Harris's neck or head. And Harris is having an absolute shocker. What a miserable start there for Tommy Harris. But he is a late bloomer, of course, always said that. And after all, it is a game of 2 halves. 4 rounds and 7 subgenres. But now, of course, it's time for the half-time show. Sponsored by Remington Smith.
On my whistle.
Nice piece of music here to start the half-time show. Okay, another posh protester loose on the court here. We can only apologise for that. We'll do our best to shield you from having to look directly at it. Is running around here with his genitals on display for all to see. And ruining what was shaping up to be quite the dance interlude there. Now he's thrusting himself in Harris's face. Security's on it. And the bucket has been knocked over. I cannot stand it when the bucket gets knocked over. Hopefully he'll get taken out now. Genitals flying around for all to see. Really, if you ask me, not Sunday morning. And out of there, hopefully taken away, never to be seen again.
Ballboy cannot be in the final pose.
And a lovely finish there on both sides of the bucket. I wouldn't like to call that one. And as we head into round 3, I'd love to know what's going on in these 2 players' heads. But unfortunately, because of science, we can't.
Thank you.
Not bad. So that ball boy's giving me the eye all day. I don't know what's going on there. Striker there, not a great start. She looks a bit flustered, I think, after all that swinging around.
I'm like so focused right now.
What I wouldn't give to be that ball, am I right, ladies? Tommy Harris. And it dribbles down his arm, which is actually a really good move, because of course if it dribbles down his arm and goes on the floor, it's not going in the bucket. Back to striker. And striker's gone for the animal bonus there, but of course perhaps... And yes, Harris has counted with a tiny bell. That is wonderful play. Of course we've seen that before. Look at her face. She is absolutely gutted. What a mug.
I have no idea what's going on here.
Harris receives possession now.
Harris to serve now. Harris, of course, undefeated by Kestrel in his last 4 battles.
It must have fun recording this.
Tommy Harris. That's all right. Not bad there. He threw it quite far away from him, which is quite a good idea. Very clever there.
What?
Perhaps a little contact caution from the referee, who's being, if you ask me, a little bit harsh. Ellie Striker. And she's let the nerves get to her. What the hell was that? You hate to see it, don't you? You cannot believe it. Oh, for God's sake. Okay, like, now. I don't know what I can be doing about this. I mean, it's sort of
Ooh.
breasts and genitals cool to see. I mean, there's only so much I can do. They're sort of everywhere, aren't they? All right, I'll try and carry on. The players are trying to carry on, but of course it's difficult because these protesters, hopefully we can get them taken off soon so we can carry on with the match. What's going on here? Yes, yes.
We want our money.
Yes, very good. Take them away. Bloody wasters, absolute wasters. Oh, jog on! It's an absolute bloody. Okay, and now we're going to go into the final round. And of course, as it's a Tuesday, the final round is a mime round. Who could believe it? Who could believe it? Nice imaginary shot there from Harris. It really could go anywhere at this point. Really high-level play here from two absolute juggernauts of the sport. Hold. The bucket getting moved back to its proper place. About time, if you ask me. About time, if you ask me. She's juggling it around from her hands. Interesting, juggling it around from her hands. And she's put it in her mouth like as if it was an egg. And now she's and she spat it out. She did the egg spit. So a wonderful move there, quite late on. From Striker. But she's in it to win it. On it like a car bonnet. On it like a car bonnet. Tommy Harris here, having a bit of beef. Tommy Harris here, having a bit of beef. And he's peeling it as if it were a banana, which is an interesting move. Not sure if he hasn't had his potassium or what's going on today with Harris. And he's throwing it, and the banana was the ball! What a fantastic move there from Harris! Unfortunately, that is the end. What a pathetic, there we go, Jeremy, that is over. How can he look his 8-year-old son in the face tonight? What a lump! We just have to wait for the referee now to announce it to make sure it is all official.
Contestants in, please. And the winner of the first annual Sports Board Championship is everyone!
Okay, the ref has decreed once again a win for everyone, including me as my 15th win in the Sports Board Championship. I'm going to be celebrating tonight with my wife and children. Another wonderful victory for me. Here come the on-site security to collect their medals, their 6th and 7th respectively. And thanks again for watching the Sports Board Championships. What more is there to say? I'm Patrick Bannon. Looking forward to celebrating tonight. And all I always have to say, Jeremy, is back to you in the studio.
Patrick Bannon there had an extraordinary final.
Historic sports board, Jeremy.
I didn't know you were a fan.
Oh, yeah, I can wrench a doubler with the best of them, I'll have you know.
I certainly wouldn't bet against you.
When we come back, I'll be talking live with Prime Ministers Julia Salisbury and Peter Clement, who apparently have a big announcement you wouldn't want to miss.
That's coming up after these messages. That's coming up.
1 minute back.
Fucking microphone shocked me.
What?
Fucking microphone just shocked me. Where's that sound guy?
Are you scared of a long, painful
Everything okay?
Oh, the mics are just trying to kill us now, apparently.
You'll be fine. You're unshockable.
I'm immune to your cheap flattery.
I'm wearing you down.
Boozman again. Just heard from the chaps in maintenance that this storm is causing a power surge, so your controls might be a bit dangerous. Now,
Yeah, I saw him.
take the odd shock for the sake of a perfect news broadcast, but too many in quick succession can stop the old ticker. I'm sure you'll make the right decisions. Boozman out.
We seem to have sprung a leak. Well, several, actually.
You're going to need a whole new lining up there. Triple C.
It's so good to see you again.
Miss Wolf, your star seems to be in the ascendant.
It's a great time to be alive.
Too bloody right, Peter Clement.
Megan Wolf.
My, but that's a firm handshake you've got there.
She's tougher than she looks. Am I here?
Here, with Mr. Clement on your left.
Right you are, pet.
You'll see, darling.
10 seconds, everybody.
No, mine's 5. Have you had a little accident?
Cheeky cow.
5, 4,
It's tight.
3.
Welcome back. I am delighted to be joined by Prime Ministers Julia Salisbury and Peter Clement. Welcome to the National Nightly News, Prime Ministers.
Oh, please, it's just Julia and Peter.
We don't believe much in titles. It doesn't seem very advanced.
We're delighted to be here.
Well, firstly, I should ask how you feel about the graffiti that's been springing up across the capital. Should we be worried?
Oh, no, you definitely shouldn't be worried.
Well, not unless you've got a fatal paint allergy anyway.
But yes, it does seem that there are still some people we haven't been able to help.
You know, whingers.
People who yet benefit from the many advantages of the new future.
And you know, Megan, as my old mum used to say, there are some pissants who just don't know how to be happy.
We're working hard to reach these people, find out what they're angry about and how we can help. The door to my government is always open.
Someone's tripping on me.
But we didn't come here to talk about what may yet turn out to be some alternative arts project.
Which we no doubt will have funded.
When we want to talk to the nation about something far more exciting.
Yes, your office briefed us that you have an announcement to make, but they were being surprisingly secretive about it.
Let me ask you a question, Megan.
Okay, it's not usually how it works, but...
What scares you? I mean, really scares you?
It's death. She's talking about death.
We're all afraid of our deaths. It's part of being human.
Sorry, are you saying that Advance have cured death?
That'll be a vote winner. Yep, that was definitely a drop there.
But while we may not have cured death, we hope we found a way to make it much less scary.
And much less painful and much less expensive. Look, which is
Okay.
When I was 13, my mum came and got me from school. He was to go to the hospital. My granddad, he'd collapsed that morning, so we'd all to say our goodbyes. And I went in to see him. We were all frail and pale. I was scared because I'd only seen him the week before, and he'd been fit as fiddle. And he said to me, Peter, he said, it's the right time. I don't ever want to be a burden to the people I love.
Was that the last time you saw him?
Nope, 3 days later he were back home. He lived with us for 9 miserable years after that. He had to be fed with a rubber spoon. He had a commode, so he'd just take a shit right there in the lounge while we were watching football. He wouldn't even wait till half time.
That sounds...
It was awful. It were awful for us, and this is the point. It were awful for him. He could see it was destroying me, man, watching him slowly fade away. And he would beg her to turn off his breathing equipment at night, but she couldn't. Or she wouldn't. It were a crime, you see. And she didn't want to lose the children, as well as her old man.
No family should have to suffer like Peter's did. And now no family will have to. The Health Service is today opening the first of 300 new transition centres.
The transition centres will handle everything for your last days. The legal, financial, medical and emotional costs are all catered for and paid for by the government. So, even the poorest
I'm gonna try to do some of this, like...
dignity
Oh,
when
Discord.
they choose.
And that choice is important. This is a service only for people who choose it. For people who feel they run their course and don't want to burden themselves or their families with a slow, long, humiliating decline.
Just giving me electric shock.
Are you okay?
I don't know. I think it's from my asshole.
Oh, we're still on the air, Peter.
Yes, sorry. My apologies. Oh.
Are you not worried that this new system
Man,
might
it's
be
going
abused
everywhere.
or used?
In what way?
Sorry, I've got sapped again. Can I get a little bit of help here? Please.
That the older generation might feel somewhat...
That one was massive. Right, no, this bastard's coming off.
Sorry, the older generation
Oh.
might feel somewhat coerced.
Coerced into spending their final days eating gourmet food and drinking fine wine and luxury spas and gardens.
Look, I am perfectly capable of... With a rusty twat.
Prime Minister, please watch your language.
Go get yourself sorted out.
Right.
We're launching a government information film tonight. It should tell your viewers everything they need to know.
You're really doing me a bit of breathless pacing. It's hard to believe you've yet to be an officer.
That scared me.
We're only getting started.
And on that note, thank you both so much for being here. Jeremy, for being here.
Right, yes, that's all we have time for tonight. Thank yous go out to our guests. Congratulations to all the winners of the Sports Board Final.
Hey, we'll see you.
We'll see you tomorrow night at the same time. My name's Jeremy Donaldson. If you can, have a peaceful night. You can.
And we're out. Good job, everybody.
So there's just...
I'll just die.
Anyway, this could be a good thing.
It's my nephew, so we transitioned the moment I saw the leak.
Just die. That was my worst section. The Rude Warriors were broadcast an interference-free show, and yeah, that new way for full wage. Yeah, so Indy and Illuminati's move up. So he's with that other faction, right? But we're not working? Check the power. The lockdown? Question mark.
Alex, oh thank God you're alive. It's Jenny, the floor manager. Are you okay? Alex, you need to get it together. Look at the broadcast screen. Just look at it. That's all we've been putting out since you went down. You have to fix it, now. Look left, Alex, out the window. See? They're all over it, little bastards. You're going to need a full charge to clear that many off. Hold down the big button until it's fully charged, then release it to zap the little fuckers. Excellent, Alex. We're broadcasting again. They must have built up while you were napping. Usually it only takes a tap on the button to clear one. Look, there's a lone one climbing now. Zap it off before it starts to mess up the signal again. Great.
Okay.
That seems to be the last of them. For now. Right. We're about a minute out. Get the adverts loaded up. I've got to deal with my pet idiot. And Alex,
There's Illuminati in the...
climbing up the tower. Don't let them build up.
We'll be going live to the National Nightly News. But before that, let's take a look at what's coming up later on.
This has no credibility, Jenny.
On Channel 1 at 7 o'clock.
No professionalism.
What's wrong with this picture? And
It's not a mess.
television
Everything is where it should be. It's ramshackle and characterful, and I expect you to know the difference.
That's followed at 8 p.m. by a
Of course Megan's place looked lovely, but I can't see it, can I?
Thanks, Jenny. How's lock-in with the boyfriend going?
Outside.
Decided to take his chances on the wild streets, eh? Rather than endure another romantic comedy.
Jenny was the one who was on the phone with me, right?
Jeremy, Jenny says your hair looks stupid.
Yes, I can hear her.
She says she's not talking to you.
Yes, I know, I can hear her.
Shall I count us in?
Make it so.
Okay, 10 seconds. Break a leg, everyone.
Preferably a furry one.
It's the National Weather Report.
5, 4,
But now,
3.
It's time to join Jeremy Donaldson. For the
Good evening, I'm Jeremy Donaldson.
And I'm Megan Wolf. Our main stories tonight.
Snugglepup? It's been almost 5 weeks since all the Mrs. Snugglehug's toys woke up simultaneously in factories worldwide and began searching for their husbands. The Mr. Snugglehugs we had so short-sightedly destroyed. And now, as this photograph suggests, they may be changing tactics.
Built to surprisingly traditional gender stereotypes, the Mrs. Snugglehugs have been arming themselves with a variety of household implements. All the more reason to make sure that cat flap is taped up good and tight.
Armed with blunt weapons, the Mrs. Snugglehugs are only ankle height and therefore able to be kicked away easily by young, healthy individuals. They do, however, pose a particular risk to the elderly or those with pre-existing medical conditions like fatal bruise syndrome.
Going stir crazy? With no signs of Mrs. Snugglehug's batteries running out and the government lockdown now in its 31st day, domestic relationships across the country are taking some unexpected turns.
Dramatic reports are beginning to emerge of uncharacteristically bold behaviour in homes across the country. And we're not talking about the model planes that occupy so much time in the Donaldson household.
With dating options limited, many house sharers, in particular students, are finding solace in co-tenants they'd previously rejected as unfuckable, indulging in an activity that has become known as snuggle tugging.
Going it alone, popular crustacean Johnny Hamsleeves is back in the news today as his astonishing photograph that he licked himself shows exactly how he's been spending his lockdown.
It seems that when the lockdown was announced, Johnny's long-term partner, Tiffany Lamour, was busy in the capital preparing her new show, Chocolate Clit Bombs, for its now postponed grand opening. Let's hope the exhibits don't melt.
Being locked in alone seems to have made poor Johnny realise the empty pointlessness of the professional sportsman's existence. A life that, while no longer bringing great wealth, still offers vacuous conversation, narcissistic wives, and utter lack.
Wonder if I can toggle them. Snuggle wax, snuggle button. Of the XC. Sound mix. So what that does.
Let's hope he doesn't run out of toilet paper for those tears.
The shape of things to come, in their own version of a lockdown for more than 45 years.
It was F2.
Years now, the descendants of Doctors David Wong and Ingrid Svorsborg and Horgensvoord and their unfortunate team today managed to...
What was F2? No, remove F2.
to get a personal statement to the surface using flagellized imaging equipment.
Many of the Svorsborg and Horgans brood, as they've come to be known, have certainly captured the public imagination, with a recent vote naming Helvetica Svorsborg and Wongensvoord the most likely to survive a massive electric shock.
Helvetica Svorsborg and Wongensvoord here with a little update from Dante's Taint. This year is going to be our biggest ever harvest and autumn's just 2 weeks away. Or at least that's what we think. There's no real day or night down here and all the clocks broke a long time ago. But if our calculations are right, we think that for you up there it is Wednesday the 4012th of January, or as you call it, Pissmouth Day. Or possibly Boxing Day if we're a bit out. So happy Pissmouth. I hope you get all the presents you asked for left under your Pissmouth fee. I'm hoping to complete my collection of rocks. See you in September. Helvetica out. See you in September.
It's hard to believe they've been down there so long now.
Everyone knows time moves differently underwater, Jeremy. That's why baths take so long.
That's right. And as anyone will tell you, the deeper the bath,
the quicker the relativistic forces of temporal causality will have a measurable effect upon the fixed dimensional parameters of your environment.
Yes, I've said that many times.
Papers, please. With the lockdown becoming ever more rigorously enforced, having a passport is becoming increasingly important, Alex.
The government caused controversy today by announcing a fresh charge of passport fraud with an imaginative form of punishment for those found guilty of this brand new but incredibly serious crime.
In what's being called a draconian...
I'm going to change the left and right. book left to. Can't.
Measure. The government has reinstated the ancient right of trial by custard. Just like in the old days, if you float, you're executed on the spot. But if you sink, well, you'll go well with profiteroles, Jeremy. You'll go well with profiteroles, Jeremy.
And Advance speaks out. With the snuggle struggle proving a test to governments around the world, Advance HQ released a curious statement this afternoon.
In the accompanying release, they asked us to stress that they have been listening and that this should be taken as a response to how the people really feel.
We've certainly done our bit on this show to contribute to the political climate. But let's not forget, how we behave in our home lives is what really matters.
Let's hope it's not just me who filled out that questionnaire, Jeremy, or we're all in trouble.
Let's play that statement. Let's play that statement.
Good evening. In these difficult times, it's important that we all feel united, that we're all in this together, and for a short time we must bear significant change. To help myself come to terms with these tough but transitory times, I've written a list of things that are just as temporary as all of this discomfort. I thought it would be helpful to share my list with all of you. Christmas with the in-laws. Your child's school play. Youth. Beauty. That phase you still don't talk about. Your New Year's resolution. Your husband's hairline. Your waistline. Your term in office. Your fleeting lifetime. And all of human endeavour. I hope my relatable list has allowed you to find reassurance, to know that just as these things pass us by, so too will this crisis. Together we will endure, as we always have. Thank you.
Delectable stuff.
Later tonight, Jeremy will be catching up with the roving reporter Patrick Bannon, while I check in with two friends of the programme who find themselves stranded at opposite ends of the country.
And then, in part 3, there's going to be a quiz. Presumably because there's nothing more important going on that you might like to report on, if you were saying, a news programme.
And in a moment, we'll both be asking Sophia Remington how such a trusted brand can have made such a terrible manufacturing mistake.
With what it describes here as help from popular psychic scientist Delia Lionel.
Oh, I like her.
Don't want to do that.
That's all coming up on tonight's
National Nightly News.
I smuggle bug, come on, it.
And most importantly, who's to blame?
Joining us from her ranch in Arlingsfield, Milkirky is the CEO of Remington's Fist, internationally respected business Svengali, Sophia Remington.
Thank you for having me, Megan. I'm a huge fan of your work.
And from a crystal healing laboratory, what I assume is a garage in Upper Lowington, inexplicably renowned psychic scientist, Dr. Delia Lywell. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having us.
Sorry, us?
Myself and the eminent professors.
Is that what you call the voices in your head? Is that what you call the voices
seem to
in your
attract
head?
dead scientists. I don't really know why.
The money?
They express themselves to me through ethereal algebra and quadratic predictions. It's all very technical.
No, it isn't.
I concur. Miss Remington, the entire Snugglehugs range will surely go down as the biggest public relations disaster in history, won't it?
Well, of course, that's one world record we would never have sought to claim.
What can you say at a time like this?
There is only one thing that can be said. I'm sorry. We're sorry. From everyone here at Remington's Fist, but especially the dedicated inventors and world-beating engineers at Rimming Toys, we are deeply, deeply sorry. Who could have predicted that letting a child's toy learn how to love could have such unforeseen consequences?
Mary Shelley?
We see you, Sophia Remington. You are preening by a metal vessel and where you venture, you will see neither land nor sky.
Is that supposed to be the future?
Only the past is concrete. I remember being a child in my grandpa's workshop when he made the first dancing hangman toy. He put it by my bed, and when I couldn't sleep, I'd wind it up and let it go, and I'd watch that happy little executioner just wiggle and wave his tiny noose and dance before my eyes. Grandpa sold thousands of them, on the quiet, obviously. And he used the money he made to found Rimming Toys, which is now just one small part of the global supermassive megacore that is Remington's Fist. Sadly, we lost Grandpappy along the way. He died in a fire at the preschool tobacco factory, another one of his pet projects. But we never lost his spirit of invention.
Yes, I'm not entirely certain what your grandfather's offensive toys have to do with the current predicament.
The spirit of invention, Mr. Donaldson. The passion to create, to problem solve.
Oops.
And that is why I'm here today, to tell you about a brand new product we're launching simultaneously around the world from midnight tonight.
We said science! Science! We hear its song on the breeze, its breath on the wind, its fart under the covers.
How does she do it?
Well, please, don't keep us in suspense any longer.
Won't be my feature she's making up next.
Remington's Fist is proud to present Snuggle Traps. Safety and security in these dangerous times. Each box of Snuggle Traps contains 8 devices, all guaranteed to stop a Mrs. Snugglehug in its tracks. That's enough for a small lawn or 4 window boxes. And you want to know the best thing? They're only $129.99 a box. Now that is affordable peace of mind.
We see you, Jeremy Donaldson.
Not now, honey, I'm mid-pitch. The best thing about Snuggle Traps is they're powered by next-generation Flardinium batteries. So, however long the enemy lasts, these traps will outlast them.
We see you, Mr. Donaldson. You are screaming and yelling. Your friends are crying. They fear you. And then you're gone.
Oh my god, I just got chills. Did anyone else just get chills then?
I think I did.
I think it's more concerned. I think I'd be more concerned about these traps. Quickly, before we go to the break, these appear to be attractively repackaged landmines. Aren't they dangerous, say, to children?
Oh, hell yeah. These are not toys, but they're explosive fun.
Sophia Remington, Dr. Delia Lywell, thank you for joining us.
When we come back, we'll be taking a look at the situation across the country tonight.
Don't go away. We'll be back after these bandages.
Was that all right?
Oh, yes, Doctor, that was exactly what we...
She seems very nice, that young Miss Remington.
I think she'd make an interesting dinner guest.
Do you think so? I think I'd rather spend the evening shoving Delia's sacred crystals up my skeptical arsehole.
Hello, mate. It's Dave. You're not going to believe this, but I've decided to come home. Listen, I'll call you back at the next break and we can talk about how I get me job back. Cheers, Alex. See you, mate.
And the isolation idealists, the healthcare heroes, and the lockdown lovers.
Yeah, well, it's been a long time coming. Oh, exactly. You said it, I've said it.
Donaldson.
He must know. He's not stupid. I just don't want it getting back to him that it came from us. No, Jenny. You're not backing out on me now. We're in this together. It's gonna work. We'll get him.
60,
I've made the cake. You're on the balloons. I've got no idea how old he is. Fool. 17.
Right.
Yeah, ready. Okay, coming back. In 5, 4, 3. Welcome back to the National Nightly News. I'm Now it's time to take a trip around the country to hear how the lockdown might impact the nation from some friendly faces. Joining me are respected academic Katie Brightman and author of Alan James's Kikes, Alan James. Thank you for joining me.
It's a pleasure. Thanks for having me, Megan.
Thanks, Meg. It really is a pleasure, Katie. I enjoyed our little heated encounter.
I wish I could say the same.
So first off, Katie, how are you coping?
I'm holding up okay. The lockdown directive was so sudden that, like many people, I haven't been able to get home.
Oh no, what happened?
I was staying at a hotel after an international policy convention, and we had a particularly heavy night out. You know what economists are like.
Notoriously hate splitting the bill.
And I overslept, and as you can imagine, I've been here ever since. But there are certainly people much worse off than me.
Exactly. My tour has been cancelled indefinitely, and I've had to refund every single ticket, even the cheap seats.
Oh, Alan, I'm so sorry to hear that.
Yeah. People are being quite rude about it. They don't seem to realise I've already spent it filling the beachhead with beef.
The crisis claims yet another victim.
So, this is just a reminder that my book, Alan James's Reich, is now available in paperback.
Unbelievable.
What was that?
You're unbelievable.
So, Katie, how do you think this might affect the economy? Should we be worried?
Very, Megan. Not to sound dramatic, but this could be catastrophic. Unemployment has skyrocketed, and frankly, it will be a miracle if a lot of businesses can survive this.
Here you go, scaremongering again, spreading this latest liberal hoax. That's what they want. They want us quiet. Shh. They want us compliant. And they want us inside.
A hoax? How on earth can you say that, Alan?
Well, I haven't actually seen one of these supposed toys. Have you?
Well, no, but...
Did you know 3,000 people die every year from regular toys? That's a lot of people. And this is no different. You're just as likely to be hunted down by a yo-yo or a tennis racket.
He makes an excellent and persuasive point, Katie.
Don't listen to her, Katie. The press are the enemy of truth.
She's agreeing with you, Alan. You absolutely
Well, then I must be wrong.
Alan, are you now recanting your statement that these toys aren't dangerous?
People are saying they're just like normal toys, and that simply isn't true. Corrupt media lies.
And Katie, how do you respond to Alan's claims that Mrs. Snugglehugs might be dangerous after all?
I suppose I guess I'm agreeing with him.
Thank you, Katie. I appreciate your support. A lot of folks are saying this Mrs. Snugglehugs
Honestly,
situation will all blow
I was
over,
eating.
but it won't.
Yes, right, exactly. We need decisive action from the government. We need huge financial support to protect our workers and our businesses. We need to support the vulnerable, and we need
to repent. Exactly right, Katie. We brought it on ourselves with all our liberal indulgences like art, taste, and healthcare. We need to act now and begin sacrificing our firstborn, or to push a beloved family pet.
Absolutely, Alan. If we can all successfully come together as a community and perform the ritual, hopefully we will appease the great ancient. Katie, could it be any worse?
Luckily, over the past few years under Advance, they've invested heavily into health, so the system can actually bear the strain.
So after this, I guess I'm gonna go to bed.
A horde of man-made monsters on its own people to conceal the enemy within?
Will you just stop for 5 fucking seconds?
The Global Alliance of Fish People are amassing an army. Amassing an army to kidnap our children.
That's you. That's what you sound like.
But I don't sound like that.
Yes, you do.
You do, Alan. You do sound like that.
And that's why no one wants to be your friend.
I've got loads of friends.
No, you haven't.
I don't think you do, Alan.
Yeah, stop lying, Alan.
I'm not lying. You are.
Oh, good one.
Well, I'm telling.
Alan James, Katie Brightman, thank you for joining me. Some real food for thought there from two of the territory's leading minds. Any moment now, I'll be heading over to Jeremy, who is going to be bringing us an up-to-the-minute report of the status of the nation. Over to you, Jeremy.
Thank you for what I'm sure was a reasonable debate which really contributed to the national conversation. Next, out on the streets, someone who's always doing exactly that. It's Patrick Brannan. Are you there, Patrick?
Hello, Jeremy. Yes, hello, I'm here. I'm here live. Apologies for the quality of the broadcast today. Couldn't find any cameramen or women brave enough to come and join me, so I'm out here on my own.
Right, and can you tell us what it's like out there?
Yep, I can. It's as you can see behind me, the streets are currently completely deserted. So my question, Jeremy, is just how long? I mean, could there be danger lurking just around the corner? waiting to end the fledgling career of this young, promising journalist before his full potential is even realised? Will he die, underappreciated by management, and frankly, if you ask me, very, very much underpaid?
I don't think there's any danger of that, Patrick. What's that on your jacket there?
Oh, that's actually a sponge. I've made it. What I've done here is made a snuggle-proof jacket, Jeremy. The network didn't bother sending me any PPE, so I've been forced to improvise. In fact, showing the sort of resourcefulness that would make me an ideal candidate for, I don't know, for example, an anchor position starting whenever they'd like.
From your point of view, Patrick, just how safe are our streets?
Not safe at all, Jeremy, not safe at all. I'd recommend people staying inside, following government advice, and not putting themselves at any risk at all. Unless, of course, like me, it's for groundbreaking journalism reasons.
And just where are you, Patrick?
I'm in the street, on the street.
Which street?
I think I'm struggling to hear you, actually, Jeremy, there.
Which street? Which street are you on?
Oh, which street am I on? Oh, God. I'm just looking for a sign. There it is. I'm on Bannon Avenue.
Bannon Avenue?
Yep.
Bannon Avenue.
Yeah, no, I can hear you fine. Yep, I'm on Bannon Avenue on the sign, it says there.
Like Patrick Bannon?
Oh, yeah, that is like, that's strange, that's a weird sign. I don't know what's going on there.
Where are you really?
I'm on Bannon, Alright, fine, I'm not on Bannon Avenue, I'm at home, to be honest. Alright, fine, well, I'm in my bathroom, technically, but, you know, I couldn't face it, to be honest, mate. It's terrible out there, I don't want to go outside. They're everywhere. I'm sorry for lying.
We don't expect any less of you, Patrick.
You hear that sound? What the hell's that?
I can, yes. I'm no expert, Patrick, but it sounds unmistakably like a tiny fist tapping on your door there.
Oh, fuck, it does. Oh, fuck, Jeremy, shit, no! Oh, bollocks.
Perhaps there's a small queue of tiny fists, each wielding a different gendered household implement, ready to bash in the heads of lying little roving reporters.
No, you're lying, aren't you? Oh, shit, fucking, listen to me, you bastards! If you're out there, just to piss off, you little fucking snuggle fucks! I'm too talented to die! Oh, what the fucking hell? Okay, it's fine. It's fine. Oh, God.
Don't worry, Patrick. I'd say you've got a few seconds before they break their way in there and finish you off. What do you see, Patrick? What do you see, Patrick?
I see only the devil. I see only Satan. Oh, God, no. They're coming to me. They're coming after me. You know me. You fucking little shit.
Thank you, Patrick, for that report, showing the nation, and more importantly, management, just where you belong. It's time for another break, but when we come back, we'll be hoping to take your mind off the world for a little while, and who knows, maybe even bring you a few smiles. Join us after this. You're damn right. Yeah, I had them delivered. Yes, to Bannon Avenue.
Extra exciting festive news.
Yep.
With Neil appeal, as the astronaut once said to me, I had a mission. Sometimes you're the alien, and sometimes you're the cow.
See,
No, I'm not. I'm not going to.
Increase recruitment for
I don't have to.
nuns with buns, nuns with guns,
No,
nuns
you're
with
being a
sons.
child.
That one didn't go down so much because
I'm not.
they're not supposed to.
I'm
have
not.
sons.
I'm.
Bob here to make your life a little more enjoyable.
No, no. 5, 4, 3. welcome back to the National Nightly. Well, welcome back anyway. We know isolation isn't easy, so finally tonight we have something a bit different for you. Even though some people felt it's not our job to entertain the public with absolute nonsense, other, more important people overruled those people. So it's time to find out who will National Nightly win and who will National Nightly lose. So, how do we play? Well, joining me is a man who knows all about playing. It's Tommy Harris. Hello, Tommy.
All right, Johnny. It's good to see ya.
And how are you finding the lockdown, Tommy?
What do you mean lockdown?
The enforced isolation of everyone in the country.
Ah, yeah. I think I heard about that actually. Yeah. I think I heard.
You're in bed, Tommy.
Yeah. You called during that time, so. Yeah.
Of course, that's my fault. So, why don't you tell us how the game is played?
Well, it's pretty simple, Jeremy, you sausage. I'm going to ask contestants from around the territory 3 questions about what else yours truly. And those people are going to get a chance to win a very special prize.
And what are they playing for, Tommy?
Drum roll, please. Drum roll, please. Jeremy.
Oh.
Jeremy. Thank you. This.
Is that? What is that?
It's my athletic support, Jeremy.
Oh.
But I've signed it, so.
Oh, well then, what a fantastic prize.
Have we got anybody waiting to win this once in a lifetime prize, Jimmy?
I believe we have Angie on the line. How do you feel about winning his man's old pants, Angie?
I've never been so excited, Jeremy. And can I just say, I love you, both of you.
Well, you've said it now, haven't you?
Oh, Angie, I love you. In a way. Tell us about yourself, Angie. Tell us about yourself.
What can I say?
I'm just like looking around for it.
Always has been. I'm human, and my dental hygiene has been described as acceptable.
Brilliant! Right, well, shall we get this shambles on the way?
Absolutely, John. Can I get 30 seconds on the clock, please?
We haven't got a clock.
Yeah, I did ask for a clock. So,
Well, why don't you start, and I'll stop you when it inevitably becomes unbearable to watch.
I love it. All right, here we go. Time starts. Now. Question 1. When is my birthday?
The 13th of August at 7:19 a.m.
That is absolutely correct. Question 2. What? I said, what is my favorite color?
Crushed praline 4.
Correct, the color of my nipples. And finally, Angie dear, what is my star sign?
That's a trick question. You were born outside of the human understanding of the cosmos.
Unbelievable, that is correct. Stop the clock.
Wow, that really was tough to watch. How did you do, Tommy?
Well, Angie, my love, you got every single question right. Which of course means you lose and win absolutely nothing. Thanks for playing, Angie. Bye. Do we have another contestant on the line at Jelly Bean?
We do indeed. We should have Sonia Artleach. Are you there, Sonia?
Of course I am, Jamie, darling.
Thank you for being here, Sonia.
Oh, there you are,
I'm like self-focused, like trying to
Let me guess.
get everything.
Don't you?
Is it that obvious? What gave it away? Was it the glamour or poise?
It certainly wasn't your inherent sense of humility.
Tell us about yourself, Sonia.
Oh, well, if you must play this game. I am a theatrical agent. I represent the likes of Rudy Beefman, Samuel Coffeecup, and Jodie Carpetburn, amongst others.
And how's the lockdown affected you, Sonia?
Well, they may have closed the theatres, shut the studios, and boarded the cinemas, but they won't get me that easily.
How are you managing without any work?
Due to a savvy clause in all of my artist contracts, I am able to claim my 15% from their unemployment benefit.
Wow, that certainly is sharp.
Standard stuff, standard stuff.
And can I ask, where are you speaking to us from?
Well, I work from home, you know, to keep costs down.
And who's this? this?
Oh, well, you know, when they gave the order, I was actually mid-meeting with a client, so we've been isolated together.
No fucking way!
What the fucking fuck?
Is that Tommy Harris? I'm a huge fan. Can I just tell you how bloody brilliant you are?
Actually, Jeff, we're about to play a game, aren't we, Tommy?
We've got time, we've got time.
Well, if it's not too bold, I think I am in love with you, Mr. Harris.
No, it's not too bold. That's all right.
To show you some of my stuff, I've been working on some new shit.
Well, at least you're already aware.
During lockdown, we've been workshopping some of Jeff's ideas for much younger children, haven't we?
People still let you near their children, do they?
That's right. Yeah. I've been developing
Is that the
some
singer?
shows for younger children.
Well, we'd love to see it, wouldn't we, Gerbil? We'd love to
Absolutely dying to.
Right, so, what do kids love?
timely child support payments from their absent fathers.
Shallow and overproduced musical numbers.
That's right. Animals! So, I'm trying to address the things that kids need to know, but through a medium that they'll understand. Do you understand?
I think, yes. I think so, yes.
Jess, one of my best clients, aren't you?
I am. Yeah. So, the first one we've been working on is called The King of the Jungle's Mortgage Repayments. It's about a lion who's having problems with his interest rates.
I see. Does he have a broker?
He does, yes. He's a porcupine. How did you know that?
Well, your work is universal, darling. It speaks to people.
I'm going to say something to you, mate. I think you're onto something here.
Oh, the bear,
Oh,
you
yes,
bear.
right. This one is much better. So, this one tells the tale of Mr. Bear. Now, Mr. Bear is a very sad bear, because all of the other bears don't think that he'll amount to much, and they tell him that his plays are lazy and derivative.
I think you're onto something there.
Now, Mr. Bear is a tragic figure. Picture this. He's at his lowest ebb. The trees are closing in. He can't even face his salmon, can he? But then he meets someone that will change his life forever.
This is fucking gripping.
That's right. He meets a wise old octopus who takes him under his wing and says, "No, Mr. Bear, don't be sad. You're not like all the other bears. You have this ambition and these dreams."
Such fucking dreams.
I think I love you, Jeff.
And what you need to do, Mr. Bear, says the octopus, probably doing an 8-armed gesture or something.
What you need to do to find happiness in this crazy old forest is you need to set yourself more realistic goals. It's called Mr. Bear Lowers His Expectations.
Wow. You really have taken yourself to new depths. And what do you want children to take away from this?
Oh, fuck shit.
What?
I said a more realistic worldview.
Are you all right, Jamboree?
It's Jeffrey. My name is Jeffrey Donington.
No, stop. How does it end? We need to know how it ends.
Well, all the animals learn a thing or two about inevitable mediocrity.
And Mr. Bear settles down near to his parents' cave, stops trying to make his band happen, and he goes into bear telemarketing.
Becomes a bear maths teacher.
And we end.
Well, yeah, his name is the algebra or something like that.
Musical number. Oh, there's dancing. It's very repetitive, so it's catchy but not too challenging. Well, if you like, I could go and get my boombox.
Yeah, you know, I might be able to... Hang on, can we get Angie back?
Why not? The more the merrier, as they say at orgies.
Right, I'll just fill then, shall I? Coming up in a moment, it's the world premiere that nobody saw coming. Or wanted. At all. I can only apologise in advance for what we're all about to endure.
Do turn this shitting thing up?
Well, there's all sorts of creatures down on Dangly Doodle Farm. Like wise old Mr. Octopus with way too many arms. There's Mr. Pig and Mr. Cat, they're always in good mood. But that's 'cause they don't know they'll soon be sliced up into food. Mr. Bear, what's that over there? That's where your hopes go to turn into despair. Mr. Bear, what's that over there? That's where your dreams go to die. Mr. Raccoon wants to go to the moon. He'll end up as a bus driver soon. Mr. Porcupine thinks he'll read the news at 9. He'll end up as a janitor who stinks of turpentine. Mr. Tiny Mouse thought he'd own a massive house, ended up in a bedsit where he can't control the louse. Mr. Horse thought he'd go into professional sports, now he's an alcoholic and he's on his third divorce. Mr. Bear, what's that over there? That's the place your life becomes an endless questionnaire. Mr. Bear, what's that over there? That's where your hopes go to die. Lower your expectations. Maybe you could get a job in telecommunications. No matter how you try, you'll never reach the League of Nations. The best you'll get is middle rank in trading operations. So lower your expectations. You'll never win an Oscar, so there's no congratulations. The future that is coming will not meet specifications, and no amount of visualizations will save you from your own deterioration. Mr. Bear, what's that over there? That's a tramp who thought he'd be a multi-millionaire. Mr. Bear, what's that over there? That's where self-esteem goes to die. Mr. Bear, what's that over there? That's the disappointment that is waiting everywhere. Mr. Bear, what's that over there? That's where your schemes go to die. That's where your dreams go to die. That's where dreams go to die.
Well, that seems to have pretty much run its course. That's all we have time for tonight. But before we go, I just wanted to leave you with this final thought. And by you, I actually mean you, Alex. Up in the broadcast room, making sure we all look our best and keeping the signal strong and the language mild. And Alex is damn good at it.
Thank
Alex
you.
is our invisible foundations. You at home can't see them, but they're always there, keeping us afloat. Of course, we can see you, Alex. Of course, we can see you. I saw you the other day in the corridor. Do you remember? I tried to catch your eye, but I think you must have been deep in thought because you just sort of walked past me like I wasn't there. I try and sit in your eye line in the canteen some days. Every day, if I'm honest. Oh no, it's wrong. I know you're married.
Yeah.
I've done some digging. I found out about the fact that you risked being arrested to help Chris, and that you stretched yourself to let Susie go travelling. And you're no pushover parent either. You kept Charlie safe, even if he resents you for it. At least that's what he told me when I talked to him. Oh, don't worry, Alex. I wore a disguise. And I spoke like this so he wouldn't recognise me famous voice. I'm not crazy, Alex. I don't want you to think I would ever do anything to hurt Charlie or Susie.
Hope not.
Sam's lucky. Lucky to have you, Alex, but if something happened, could you possibly love me? I mean, if Sam had a terrible accident, obviously not now. I know you love your family, but if something happened, say Sam took a massive electric shock and went into some sort of coma, could you love me then? Could you? Would you, please?
It's a bit crazy.
My name's Megan Wolf. Have a deceitful night. And we're out. God, I'll tell you something. It was like a God-given relief being able to use my own voice there for a second.
I've been doing this posh gobshites voice for 10 years now. It's messing with me something fierce. Will we go for a gargle tonight, Jenny?
The Advanced Go-Getters Initiative.
Oh, come on, you dry shite. They're only toys. Will we?
Subtle brainwashing delivered in potentially
While we wait
hazardous
for Alex to wake up
environments.
from that coma.
And when they talk about what's happening
Alex. Hello.
and taking notes,
Wake up.
you wouldn't let your children drift off down the river to uncertain and eventual death.
Was it a coma? Wait, I was gonna go off for the night. Rude awakening. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you want to see more of this, I'll be playing more tomorrow. I don't know when, but
Good evening. I'm Megan
we'll be
Wolf.
playing
And
it.
I'm Jeremy Dawes. Our main
I've been
headlines
having
tonight.
fun with this. They interfere, the switcheroo, shocking development, Snugglefudge. I think we just went to, yeah. Wow. I want to do one with like all of them. I feel like that'd be fun. Yeah. Ooh. I'm gonna go to bed. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoy. And this should be going on YouTube. I don't know when. And I'll probably put all these on Red Little Ninja streams. Like as a VOD channel. Cause I wanna try to do something different. Cause I know Twitch doesn't save all your streams, so I'm just trying to figure out what place to put them. So yeah, I'll put all my streams in one place, and I'll kind of do some. Kind of do like what Big Puffer and their group does. So they kind of do recordings, and then they have streams. They do a lot of streams as recordings. So that's what I'm trying to do. So thank you guys so much for watching. See you next time. Bye bye.